Hello, everybody. We're back with another CPL Apocalypse show match for you. Today, we got a Tier 0 ZVT coming at you. Hello, Elemental. How you doing, man? We've got Neblime from Operation Indecision and Razorsuke from Sanyang Fire.
If this is your first time tuning in, this is a Showmatch series based on the Korean series, the End of the World series. If you're not familiar, it is a best-of-9 format where all maps are played, no matter the score of the show match. So if somebody reaches 5 wins, we just keep playing until we played all 9 maps. The map pool is the CPL map pool, which is 8 maps, plus the ladder map Escalade. And the format is that the map order is set, predetermined, and we give it to our players about like 2 to 3 hours in advance of the match. So they know what the maps are, but they don't know the order until right before the match. We're going to be live casting today, and we do have an observer joining us, the lovely Cold_Warpgate. He did observe our first one of these Apocalypse show matches that we did, so show him some love. He is helping us out a lot, so we don't have Least in the game lagging us out. And also, our previous matches, this is the 7th match that we are casting. They're all on Least Twitch as saved VODs. So if you haven't seen them, particularly the last one, King Pie versus Crazy, that we just did a couple days ago, was amazing. You should definitely check those out.
And if you're brand new to the foreign scene, we just want to say welcome. You're in the right place. CPL is definitely the place to be. It's a great foreigner league with the opportunity to get coaching from a bunch of really good players. So if you're trying to get into StarCraft, watch a couple of these matches, see if you can't get on the wait list for CPL. I hear we're taking some extra people because of the whole coronavirus thing going on. So
yeah, so I'm actually on the admin team for CPL, which stands for Coach Pupil League. And Least is right. If you're not part of this league yet, you are welcome to send a direct message on Discord to myself, Queen, or Laser Snipe with your sign-up information per the Team Liquid post at the beginning. Don't post on Team Liquid because we don't check on Team Liquid very often. Send it to as a message to us on Discord, and we will add you to the waitlist and get you on a team ASAP. And if you're not even on the Discord, make sure you get on the Discord, because even if you're not on a team, there's a lot of people playing a lot of the time, especially now we're all stuck inside. So it is definitely a good place to get some games and learn some Brood War.
And speaking of foreign leagues, we'd like to give our everyday shout out to BSL. BSL, another foreign league. It is an individual style. You've got 3 tiers: a pro league for the best of the foreign scene. You've got a Gosu league for the next tier down, and then you've got a Chobo league for people like me, your everyday player that is just in the game, having fun with it, trying their best to improve. The ladder does finish on the 12th, so if you haven't made an account yet, or you're not up to the 20 games that you got to play to get into BSL, go ahead and do that. Remember, every ladder account supports BSL. Makes it more likely to get sponsored. To answer a question that's already in the chat, very excited about the new mic. I will skip ahead a little bit. This is the very end of the announcements, but we're just going to tell you guys since you asked. We just ordered Strom a new mic. It is being delivered as we speak. So if you're excited, let me see that in the chat for the top tier audio quality that we're about to have.
Yeah, this should be the last bad Strom audio quality recording. The last live cast with bad audio, because we are going to take a little bit of a break and hopefully not have another cast until we get that mic in. So thank you guys so much for supporting that initiative. Really appreciate it. We're going to get you guys some great more content to show our appreciation. And I just want to give a shout out to some future things that are coming up. We do have a CPL Tiers tournament this week hosted by Queen, who is another one of the staff members of CPL. There is going to be a finals casted on the CPL Twitch channel by Neblime and Sat0, who are 2 casting coordinators for CPL, at 2 p.m. EDT on Sunday. So make sure you tune into that. It's going to be great. Very much a treat to have both casting coordinators casting together, and with a great initiative put forth by Queen. And just for a kind of shout out upcoming news for this Showmatch series, like I said, we are going to have a little bit of a break before our next match. We do have a set time of April 18th, so Saturday, April 18th, 5 p.m. EDT. We are going to have Hate Snow from Clan Nice, our Terran player, versus Narsil from Rev, our Protoss player. So we are going to have a great TVP then. And I am also ecstatic to announce that we were going to have both Little Chava and IRK Father back to play another show match for you guys, a TVZ. They both won their show matches, and they're going to be kind of duking it out in hopefully what is going to be a great series. That time is TBA. Might be next week, might be after the match on the 18th, depending on when the mic comes in. And we also are going to host an analysis stream after that match with a couple of those games and have those players on and talk about their games, which was a request from a couple of people because both Father and Chava gave very interesting interviews after their matches. So we're excited to get that educational content. Least?
All
You
right.
here?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I was looking for the... All right, and with that said, let's get right into it. The first map is going to be Neo Sylphid. I know you guys are psyched for that. Very standard 3-player map. We got our players
I think
ready.
we're just fixing the audio a little bit.
Just fixing the audio,
Looks
trying to
like.
make sure I'm not quite as loud as Strom is.
All right. Ready to hop into game number 1.
All right. With that in mind,
All right, so map number 1, if this Apocalypse Showmatch Series number 7, we do have our Zerg player Razorsuke spawning at the 12 o'clock position of Sylphid, and our Terran player Neblime, aka Not Lemon, in the bottom right. I had to give that aka because we asked him before the match what ID that he wanted to go by, and he is under Discord as Not Lemon and asked for Neblime to be used. So we were just bugging him about that a little bit. Least, I think you forgot to put the game up.
I'm just trying to fix the
Also,
audio.
our audio is really weird.
Yeah, I know. We got everything coming up as we speak. Unmute.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with the audio. It's like weird in the call for me as well.
I muted Warp Gates and I just put on the background StarCraft music. Chat, tell me how that works out. If the music is too high or too low, please let me know. It's a whole different thing. So we will make sure that you do have the music in the background. You won't have the game sounds, unfortunately, because of the thing is being weird. Of course, as always, on the first break, we will work... As always, on the first break, we will work and get that fixed out.
You have to change the visual, though, so they can see the game. All right.
Lord.
It's okay. Sorry, that's a weird technical issue that we haven't dealt with yet, guys. Sorry about that. Now you have a StarCraft sound. Yeah, there we go. Okay,
all right. We got it. Game 1's always a rough one for us. Don't worry about it. Do we have a 12 pool? No, 12 hatch coming down from Zerg.
All right. So, for those of you guys who don't know these players, Neblime is an Australian Terran player, probably pretty well known for his casting. I know that he was trained by the one and only Chobos Wagons, aka Jello, aka Babo, at least a little bit. And Razorsuke is actually a random player, but he does play Zerg in CPL. And he did want to play random in the series, but I told him he had to pick Zerg. So here we are.
Strom laying down the law. Laying down the law.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Neblime has been actually a long time coming in one of these matches. I was having trouble finding him an opponent. It's like sometimes difficult to match skill levels, so hopefully this is going to be a good match.
We have had some great matchups in the last couple, so we're due up for a clinker, but with all luck, we'll be just fine. Was this is 2 hatch, or did he put a 3rd hatch in the back of his in the back of his main? He did hide a 3rd hatch in the back of his main. That's interesting. Trying to fake Neblime out a little bit.
He hasn't scouted it yet. Definitely I feel like this is a very Razorsuke strategy. Like, I'm expecting to see some weird stuff from him over the course of this match. Just because he is a random player, so he does like hiding things. Actually, I feel like we're gonna see. Do you think this is just gonna be 3 hatchling all in?
It very well could be. That makes
something with this.
That would make a lot of sense why he's hiding the hatchery. Because otherwise, like, the gas is late for 2 hatch, so you've got to figure there's going to be a 3rd hatch out there somewhere, right? Or there's got to be something out there.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on how hard you're looking for it. Like, I mean, I think that Neblime is probably good enough that he should have noticed that the gas was too late. Oh, it does look like Razorsuke is going to get some links into the main. Speed is not done yet, but this is still going to be very annoying for Terran. Not quite as annoying as links in Protoss' base.
Not
Looks
quite.
like they are going to be just taken out by these Marines. Yeah. Let's get a scout off that Neblime is going to Rax Academy, though. So an appropriate response to hatchery play. So Neblime does scout that the creep is weird. So he should know that there's a 3rd hatchery, and he also knows the lair time. So.
All right, so he knows everything. He knows everything he really needs to know. We'll see how well. 2 Rax a Cat, a really good overall catch-all for anything the Zerg can really throw at you. Of course, you have to make adjustments, but very possible to defend most anything.
Yeah, 2 Rax Academy is definitely what you want against a 2 hatchery build from Zerg, but it's also very viable against 3 hatchery play. Basically, 2 Rax Academy just lets you tech up faster than by sacrificing map control. So something like 5 Rax plus 1 that's kind of designed to fight 3 hatch muta, you do get a lot of map control in the mid game, but your tech is a little bit slower. So, as you were saying, if Zerg tries anything weird, any kind of like ultra rush or decides to play in a little bit of different style, with 5 Rax plus 1, it can be a little bit difficult to stop because you don't have the tech. All right.
We do have this classic 2 Raxacad push, yeah. Oh, is that early?
It's actually not. It's an early push, yeah. He doesn't have any medics with that.
This is why I shouldn't say anything in this matchup. We just know.
Yeah, his medics are just coming now. So he was just kind of trying to force some sunks early. It's always annoying for Zerg anytime that your economy can be hit. It's unfortunate that these Marines are going to get caught by these Lings. Now he's just kind of lost his 2 Rax Academy push, unfortunately.
Oh my gosh. 1 Ling versus...
So that was definitely a much better trade for Zerg there. So yeah. This is I'm feeling good about Razorsuke's position here. He is going 3H muta, so we should have mutas out really quickly. They usually get to Terran's base around 6:45, 7 minutes on the clock.
This is just such a strange... Why hide the hatch, you know? Like, it seems like 2 hatch is much deadlier. Maybe he just wanted the economy of 3 hatch, but he wanted to possibly force turrets earlier?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it doesn't actually hurt Zerg that much to have it over there. Like, it's definitely still a separate creep position. Um, I didn't actually see, like, Neblime could have blocked the hatchery that he tried to put by the choke with his SCV or something, and he had to move it. I'm not sure. I wasn't watching exactly. So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
okay.
All right, Muta's coming in here being annoying. Did take quite a few turret shots from the beginning, so he's already lost one Muta. But there's so few Marines,
He's
it's
actually
pretty
lost
dangerous.
2 meters already, I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and the Neblime somehow just doesn't have turrets in his mineral line.
That's not ideal. And you can see, as our observer Cold Warp Gate's pointing out, he did put the third on the high ground instead of taking another main, which is kind of standard for ZVP. How do you feel about that, Strong?
I think that he might go Guardian.
That makes sense.
But we'll see.
That makes sense.
I mean, the thing with that third base specifically. Oh no, he's going Lurker. Never mind, he's not going Guardian. The thing with that third base specifically is that it's hard to get a fourth base. So without a fourth gas, it's really hard to go Lurker into Defiler into Ultra. You kind of have to skip attack, or rather like Muta into Lurker into Defiler into Ultra. Like that's so much gas. So for Zerg to either he's planning on playing a Battle Zerg style, which will leave the map open so that he can take a fourth later, or he's planning on doing something on 3 gases and worrying about the fourth gas a lot later in the game. So we'll see what his choice is here.
That would be a ton of fun to see him come out fighting with a little bit of a Battle Zerg style. I think as just a casual fan of TVZ, as not someone that really has anything to learn from it, that's just a really cool style to look at.
Yeah, it's definitely very tricky. You do morph a lot of Lurkers, and they can just get run over by Marine Medic, and it's also important to keep your Mutalisks alive. So it can be kind of APM intensive, but I don't know. It's definitely an interesting style, and I think for a while it was considered an older style, but I feel like I'm seeing it more and more with modern ZVT.
We do lose an Overlord. That's unfortunate. He is ahead on supply, but we do see that he's going to be able to sneak at least a couple Marines past these Lurkers. Caught a little bit out of position here.
All right, does manage to pick off actually 2 of those Lurkers during this whole kind of experience here. Oh my gosh, to get all of those Lurkers. That was really some hero micro from Neblime, by the way, guys. That was some really good micro, because he actually, he didn't actually have that many Marines, but he did really good surround and split. All right. Ling's just kind of melting here. I think Razorsuke is going to be able to clean this up, but Neblime did manage to get quite a few drones, and he also got quite a few Lurkers, so I don't know. I'm not feeling bad about Zerg's position, especially seeing how he is up in supply. But, Neblime's trying to scrape a little bit back into that game after losing that first amount of Marines on the map here.
We do see some more turrets going down. Is he worried about, like, a mass... Like, at least as someone that doesn't really know the matchup, it seems like 7 mutas isn't that scary. Is that true, or does he really need those extra turrets? Is he worried about some kind of counterattack?
Yeah, that's always the thing with Terran, though. I'm sure you know for PvT, is like, when Terran leaves the base, you can just counterattack them. And it's really hard for Terran to, like, they have to go all the way back to stop it. So, because he doesn't have that many mutas, turrets can kind of shut that down, which is helpful for Terran, because you just would rather not have mutas in your base. And 7 mutas when they're microed well can be pretty scary. I don't know about this move out, though. This seems awfully brave.
This does seem very brave, especially when he was first getting that Lurker. I was impressed by the micro. Like, whenever I try and micro against Lurkers, all my Marines instantly die. But Yeah, it seems like eventually he's just going to get overwhelmed here. He's almost 20 supply down.
Alright, he does have his Irradiate out, but if he's not... Okay.
Looks like he irradiated that lurker in front there. A lot of lurkers going to come cut off this Marine force from reinforcements. Neblime just trying to run back. Can he pick off? Doesn't manage to... He manages to get him home.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good. Or I think it was actually kind of a mistake from Zerg. He didn't target the lurkers on the middle of the bio ball, so he didn't actually get the full quantity of splash damage that he could have gotten. So we are seeing Zerg has kept his Mutalisks alive. He has his lurkers, he has his lings. And we're going to see what he plans to do on 3 gases. I think he might, seeing as how we're seeing 2 Evo chambers, I feel like maybe he's going to skip Defilers and go to Ultra.
I was just wondering that.
We'll
yeah,
see.
When you said he had to skip a tech, that seems like it would make a lot of sense to skip or skip Defilers and go into Ultras, but...
Yeah, the thing is like, Neblime's build's actually pretty good against that. 2 Racks Academy and 2, I think he has, does he have 4 Racks now? I think so.
He built up to 5 racks,
yeah,
but
so
he teched after 4, yeah.
Yeah. So he's, I mean, he's got good M&M production right now, and adding that 5th racks is actually just going to help if he does have any slip-ups with macro. But looks like Razorsuke is going to go Defilers and take that main as his 4th base, which kind of works out okay for him because he does have Terran in a pretty convincing contain here.
Yeah, it seems like he might have been planning to go for what we were talking about with skipping Ultralisks, but he's just in such a commanding position right now. There's no problem in taking it a little bit slower. Neblime attempting to break out. Let's see if he can fight against all this Zerg.
Alright. It is a scary amount of Zerg. Does manage to get 1 vessel. Nice pick off there by Zerg.
And this is just painful for Terran to watch. Trying to bust out. This reminds me of a PvZ lurker contain where you're just trying so desperately to get out, and every time you throw a wave at them, it just seems like they have more than you.
Yeah, it's definitely very tricky. It's just so influential that he lost that first set of Marines that was supposed to be his 2X Academy push, because that's really like that's your map control. You have early map control, then you go home and you tech up. But just because Zerg was going this heavier lurker style, it starts to be really tricky. And Zerg has had map control for like basically this entire game.
Right, and his macro has just been so on point. We've seen he's been up in supply almost the entire game. Like you said, so huge that Neblime lost that original group of Marines, and he's just never really been able to build up to a critical mass.
Yeah, to a critical amount. So we do have a drop ship coming out from Neblime after about, I think, 5 or 6 vessels, because he did lose a couple. So I think he's going to go around, see if he can do some damage with that. We do see he's going to get another vessel. A little bit sloppy there from Neblime. He could have pulled that back. But Zerg's economy is just thriving right now. And Neblime really needs to get up to a critical mass of Marines, which he has basically just been unable to do.
Yeah, it seems like part of it is Razorsuke has been doing a good job picking fights, but it also seems like Neblime has kind of been getting into fights that he can't win. He's felt the pressure to break out, so he's been trying to do that. And now he's roaming around the map while he's down on supply.
Right, looks like Razorsuke is going to go for a counterattack into the main. So Neblime is going to have to come back.
Oh, and there's Dark Swarm. Whenever there's Dark Swarm in the natural, this just becomes such a painful position for the Terran.
Yeah, there was a nice drop at the 4th base, but this is just like, I just don't think it's enough Marine to matter here, and I think probably Zerg's upgrades are pretty good because we did see that he had 2 Evo Chambers going. Yeah, 1-1 against. I don't know what Terran has right now.
Either way, these cracklings are just eating Neblime for breakfast. Unfortunate, and he's just going to be able to rally units over there probably. He's got such a big bank right now. He can just make more hatcheries, right? Even though he doesn't have a 4th base, it feels like. We started to see what you were talking about with the drop at the 4th base being hard to take. But with the counterattack, definitely worth it for Zerg.
Yeah, he's definitely like... yeah, and look at this drop defense. Let's get the drop defense.
Didn't even have to use... Like, he used 1 Scourge on that, right? And then the Spore just finished it off.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so Terran is going to make probably a last-ditch effort to get back his natural. Man, that splash damage on the lurkers is crazy.
And for those of you that are new...
oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, this is a classic Terran move. Lose the natural against a 4-base Zerg. Don't worry about it. We're Terran. We got this shit.
Yeah. Terran's broken, guys. Just
Terran.
so you know. Terran can just stay on 1 base and it's fine.
It's fine. Nah. 1 base forever.
Alright, so Zerg's still up in supply by like 30 supply, so definitely Razorsuke commanding lead right now in this game. But Neblime gonna stay in it for at least a little bit longer. See if he can make some magic happen with the unit called the Science Vessel.
Irradiate, pretty good spell. Does irradiate the Defiler immediately, gets off 1 Dark Swarm, but that Defiler is gonna go down.
Alright, he does manage to get the 2nd Dark Swarm off with the Defiler, which is always impressive. The irradiated Defilers can be very dumb. And does manage to get those lurkers back under Dark Swarm.
Did he kill that 2nd one?
Just
it seems
having
funny
the
that
swarm...
he runs away, but I guess the Swarm is super good.
Yeah, you can't kill it. 1 lurker under Dark Swarm, you just can't touch it because there's no splash damage. He just has to wait for it to die.
That's so unfortunate for Terran. Such a good game.
Yeah.
Such a good game from our Zerg player, though.
Yeah, just very very clutch play from Razor. Nice opening. Good execution.
I'm telling you, though, him not using Razorsuke as his name is messing with my 3-minute long attention span. I keep wanting to call him Novita, and I know just enough to know that that's not what he prefers to be called. Going for a big bust attempt here, kills a bunch of units. Neblime does tap out. GG.
Alright, bit of a rough start for a Terran player. Very nice game from Novita, aka Razorsuke. I don't know why they play under different IDs, guys. They just want to be like the pros, always changing their IDs.
This is like Eyewater and Shuttle, man. This is like Eyewater.
This is the way. This is the way. Alright, so we are going to jump into game number 2 is going to be on Match Point, a 2-player map, part of the CPL map pool, as most of the maps are here, except for Escalade. Match Point seems like a mech map to me, but I don't really know Neblime's style that well, to be honest. I haven't really played very much with him. So I don't know if he is like kind of like Father, where he'll just go SK Terran on every single map, or if he is the kind of Terran player who's happy to mix in some mech. So I guess we're going to see what he decides to do on this map.
So as a Protoss player, Strom, what makes a mech map? Like,
I think that... I'm not sure, honestly. Like, I feel like a lot of the times it's 2-player maps are good for mech. Because if you can get 4 bases as a mech Terran, you're in really good shape. And here specifically, there's a lot of high ground where you can put units. Like if you take a look on, just say that Terran spawns top right and takes the 4 bases along the right-hand side of the map, there's that high ground in between the 3rd and the 4th base where the Terran can just put a bunch of tanks and Goliaths, and then there's a tiny choke into the natural. So that kind of makes it like 2 spots to defend. And then also, it's very easy to threaten multiple bases by just having a mech army on the map, even though it's slow.
Right, okay.
All right, so we are going to jump into game number 2 on match point, and we do have Neblime, our Terran player from Operation Indecision, in the bottom left, and our Zerg player, Razorsuke, in the top right from Sending Fire. Both tier 0 players. I did see somebody asking earlier in the chat what MMR these guys are. Thinking that Neblime is about 1700 to 1800 MMR, and Razorsuke is probably like, I don't know, his random is like 1800 plus, I think, but he does play Zerg in tier 0 for CPL, so it should be like 1700 to 1900 MMR ish skill level is Zerg.
All right. So, Strom, tell me about how broken Terran is in this matchup. Tell me exactly why. Just vent your frustrations to me right now.
I mean, the first game wasn't very frustrating. I feel kind of okay.
You feel pretty okay after that. Yeah, that was a
It was a good game.
pretty balanced matchup. It seems like Zerg is pretty good after all.
Yeah. Yeah, it just goes to show, guys, how strong getting, like, killing Marines early on really is in this matchup.
And that is why I lose, because one Zergling beats one Marine, and then I'm like, let me go attack. I play Protoss, guys, but I've played TVZ before. I've played all the, like, quote-unquote favored matches, and...
Yeah, he was going to do that in CPL, and then he gave up.
I did give up. That was way too hard for me. I was like...
You were tired of TVC and me.
Trying to find matchups. Honestly, the big thing is I just missed laddering, which I regret saying now. I wish I had never said that I missed laddering, but it's just such an easy way to get practice when not necessarily everyone on your team is up or active or doing whatever. Just a nice way to get some games in.
That's so funny. That's so funny for me because I'm like a ladder disliking person. Like I don't generally log on to StarCraft and be like, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to play some ladder. That's definitely what I feel like I want to do today. I'm trying to get through my 20 games for VSL ladder just to show the support. But oh, he's doing the weird thing with the third catch again.
This is alright. I guess he just
Who knows why? He just likes putting it really far away from the minerals. Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes putting it really far away from the minerals so that the rally is really far.
He wants to handicap Neblime. After that first game, he was like, this guy's going to need all the help he can get. So he's putting it as far away from the minerals as possible.
Right.
You know what we really need in one of these series? We need someone killing a worker at the start and then going on to win the game.
Killing a worker.
That would be
No, we definitely don't need that. We don't need that. I'm trying to do a good job with the matchups, guys. I'm trying to do a good job with the matchup. And I'm trying to make the matchups even too. Like, we did have quite a few PVCs there in a row. So we're trying to get some PVT and some TVZ action in here for you guys. So that we have even non-mirror matchup kind of representation. Some players from each race playing different matchups.
Neblime looking like he's going to possibly scout out that hidden... Can we see if he sees the creep? Yeah, he does see that creep, so... Should be fine. Should know what's up.
Yeah, I mean, he also, like... He's going to scout the lair timing, and he's gonna have a stand at some point. So like, I don't think he's gonna like over defend against this because he didn't last time, and he does see the creep. And
yeah, he does see the creep, and he sees the hatchery turning into the lair. Yeah.
Yeah. So he knows what's going on. Razorsuke just kind of testing his scouting skills, trying to throw him off a little bit if he can.
Never a bad play. It seems like a free advantage if you fool him. And then if you don't fool him, it's like, okay, I mean, worst case scenario, my drones have to go a little bit farther when they rally. Not a huge deal.
Right. Did look to me like Razorsuke's second gas was a little bit late. Unless he skipped ling speed. So we'll see if he has the money to build all 9 of those mutas right away. Or what he decides to do. I mean, he could still go 3-edge lurker from here.
Was he able to build all 9 mutas the first game? I thought he was only able to get up to like 7 or 8, so it might be a consistent
I don't know.
thing
I honestly wasn't watching, so yeah.
Good. Our casters, guys. Me and Strom both were like, were we paying attention?
Hey, you know what?
Really.
I watch the game sometimes. It's
Sometimes.
really small, okay? Like, the picture's really small.
The viewers are here to watch the game. We're just here to say stuff.
Yeah. We're just filling in the audio.
Exactly.
You know, being entertaining or not. Probably most people have us muted.
Probably most people do. It's like when you watch ASL and there's like 9 different commenters just saying, I just came here to watch the games, but I have the commenters on mute. We're pretty much that.
Or when there's like a guest caster on ASL because Artosis or Tasteless isn't available, and everyone's just like, oh yeah, I have them muted.
Exactly.
That's just how it goes. Alright, we did see that Spire get thrown down for our Zerg player. Wasn't watching. I think that Neblime went. Oh no, he just have. Yeah, I think Neblime went 5 racks +1 this game. So good counter to. Yeah, good counter to 3 hatch play. Yeah, and does get that 3rd hatchery from Zerg very quickly.
Is
so
that
he knows
quick?
exactly what's going on.
Is that like a fast 3rd expansion, or is that just standard to get it before
no,
mutas come
that's
out?
normal. It is against, if you're playing against 5 racks +1, it's standard to get it before mutas come out.
Okay.
So basically, the kind of progression that you do with 3 hatch muta versus 2 racks or versus 5 rack is, if you're playing against 5 racks +1, you want to get your 3rd hatchery down before you build your mutalisk, because they don't have any pushing power, because their medics and their production is later. So they can't run across the map and kill your hatchery, so you don't need your mutalisks as early. Whereas 2x Academy and versus 5x +1, you actually want to go lurker. So Hydra Den before you go Queen's Nest, because you're going to need lurkers to stop the mass amount of production of SK units that Terran can make in the mid game. And then with 2x Academy, you want to get your mutas first, because Terran actually has a little bit of map control right as the mutas are coming out. And then you want to get your Queen's Nest actually before you get your Lurker Den, because the Terran doesn't have as strong of a map control because they don't have as many units, so they have to go home and tech. And their tech's going to be faster, so you need to tech faster to match that.
Okay.
We do see Neblime is moving across the map. Yeah, sorry, that was just like a brief overview. Because I know you don't play either ZBT or
No, I
GBT,
appreciate
really.
it, and I'm sure all our Protoss players in the chat appreciate it as well. Because I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to this matchup, I am pretty clueless. Other than, I know a couple basic things, like it's interesting to me that he chose 3 hatch on a 2-player map, where it's hard to do the classic take the other main and then turtle into 4 base, but he was not afraid to take a He was not afraid to take a third base and then do a battle Zerg style last game, so we might see something similar this game as well. It does look like...
Yeah, I mean... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say I was wrong anyways, but I thought that Neblime might be trying to push the natural real quick, but turns out no, he's coming back.
Alright, these units for Zerg going to melt a little bit. The thing with Neblime, though, is he keeps moving his army a little bit spread out, which makes it a little bit easier to micro against with Mutalisk. So the more you spread your bio out, the easier it is to kind of pick off stray units and keep Terran from massing that, getting up to that critical mass. But actually... he's not going Lurker this game. He's actually going Crazy Zerg.
That is wild. I was going to say crazy and I needed a different word.
Yeah.
So I was going to say...
now that we've had both the build Crazy Zerg and the player Crazy on the stream, we just can't use the word crazy anymore. It's just out of commission. It's been retired. Really.
Not allowed.
It's a word that has retired. Yeah, so with this build, the idea is that you skip Lurkers and you skip Defilers, and you're going to try and go straight to Ultralisks with upgrades, with fast upgrades. So we did see he had both Evo Chambers, and he did throw down a lot of Sunks at his third and a lot of Sunks at his natural to stop the bio push. And he is rebuilding his Mutalisks as he loses them so that he can try and keep map control. And just, like, stay alive, basically, until he manages to get his Ultralisks out. So he did manage to secure that third base really early, which is really good for Zerg. Yeah, I'd say Razorsuke's in a nice position. 5x plus 1 actually isn't super good against this anyways. You kind of want to stay on 4 or on 2 base, and if you go 2x Academy and tech really fast. So he's going to get his Science Vessels out, which is good. But I think the 2 racks into 4 rack tech is probably the easier way to beat this style.
So you say that it's easier to do this against this +1 5 rack style. Do you think he was doing it as a reaction to the fact that Neblime
very
was 5
well
racks?
could have been. Yeah, I think he really could have been doing that, actually. Because he was able to deny scouting. Ooh, we do have a couple drop ships coming out from Neblime. We'll see if they do get scouted by Zerg. Because once drop ships are scouted, they're really not as good.
Yeah, especially it feels a little bit early. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he was just making a dropship before even vessels come out. So it's like...
Oh, yeah, for sure he was.
Yeah, if these had gotten caught, that would have been
Alright, but
awful.
if he gets that Ultra Cavern... Yeah, if he gets the Ultra Cavern, it's actually worth it. And he does manage to keep both dropships alive. Okay, does lose one right after I say that. Does pick off the Ultra Cavern. Really
and
nice
he's going to pick off the Evo chambers as well. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So
very, very nice
Zerg.
pickoffs. That's the upgrades, and that's like basically the whole point of that build was all in that corner.
Oh my gosh. So do you think he could have spread those buildings out farther and possibly made it easier for himself, or do you think like it wouldn't have mattered, the drops would have got him anyways?
I mean, if he had... The thing is that if you lose any of your Evo chambers, it sucks.
Right.
So, yeah, he's stuck on 1-1, so it was probably +2 Carapace got canceled there, which is really unfortunate, because that means when the Ultras come out after Chitinous Plating is done, they're actually going to be 4-1, or, yeah, 4-1 Ultras instead of 5-1, which is a huge difference, because if you have, like, +2 on... or +3, once you get +3 on your Marines, it really cuts into the strength of having the upgraded Ultras that fast, which is the whole point of Crazy Zerg. Alright, we did have a spike in viewers. Did we get a host?
Let me check. Not that I can see.
We see these Ultras. Okay. All right, well, welcome guys. If you're just tuning in now, this is another CPL Apocalypse style show match series. We do have Neblime versus Razorsuke here, and currently we have Razorsuke up 1-0. We are live casting this, and our observer is Cold Warpgate.
We see two Ultralisk caverns. That's pretty funny. Do you think he did that on purpose, or do you think that was just an accident?
100%. His first Ultralisk cavern got picked off, and those Ultralisk upgrades take forever, and you need both of them for Ultras to really be any use at all. So that was 100% on purpose.
Ooh, we got an racer coming in.
Alright, super annoying. It's going to be able to pick off that vessel, though. So actually not at all worth it for Terran.
Yeah, good defense by Razorsuke. We've got a pretty big force coming in here trying to take down these Marines. And probably the vessel with the Mutalisks. He's going for another eraser. This is going to be super annoying. Scourge just pop out. He's not going to really notice before almost all the drones go down, though. Oh my gosh. This is just one of those things in TVZ. It's hard to multitask everything at once. 11 kills on one science vessel. The other one we didn't quite get to see, but that one probably had an equal amount as well.
Right, and the really important thing with that exchange there was the fact that Neblime is denying Zerg mining from that third gas. So building Ultralisk, they're very expensive, and you really kind of you can build initial Ultralisks off of 2 gas, but to sustain this production, you really do need a 3 gas economy to keep it up.
Right.
But on Terran's end, you also need to keep your vessels alive, and he's lost like 3 or 4 vessels so far, so...
Oh, we hear in the chat Models rated. Shout out to Models, thank you, man, we appreciate that. Getting right back into the game, though, it looks like these Zerg units, like you said earlier, they're just kind of melting. There's a lot of Ultralisks, but they're only 3-1. We've got tanks from the Terran player. We've got decent upgrades on the Marines. Let's see if what these 4 Ultralisks can do without too much support.
Right, we do see they are 3-1 Ultralisks at the moment. And their speed hasn't finished yet, so they're not as scary as they could be. But Terran just hasn't kept his vessels alive, and we did see him go for some tank, which means that he doesn't have the kind of SK force that you really need to fight this Ultralink style.
Yeah, and for those of you that just tuned in...
go ahead.
For those of you that just tuned in, this actually started out as Crazy Zerg. So we've got extremely fast Ultralisks, and really not much else other than this Ultralink style. Oh my gosh, he's putting down a hatchery below the lifted command center. What a rude play. What a rude play.
Yeah.
Gonna be taken out pretty quick here.
Warpgate's calling him on it. Yeah. Alright, does cancel the hatchery. I'm going to go ahead and try and retake this third base. Zerg is going to get up a 4th gas, though. And this is a nice D-matrix on the Marine. This isn't a gas base for Terran. So we do know that Terran can survive on 2 gases for a long time. But this is a mineral-only third that he's taking here on this map.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like the longer that the Zerg can keep the fight on Neblime's half of the map, the better it is for Razorsuke. Like, with him taking the 4th gas and everything, and he could probably take a 5th if he continues to keep the fight on that half of the map. Whereas Neblime's just struggling to keep his 3rd alive. Is that right, or am I just crazy?
No, you're right. So basically, I feel like any trade that Razorsuke makes with his units right now is just good. It's fine. He can just throw ultras at this army and just trade, and it's okay for Zerg to just trade Ultraling in these cases.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's
we
just
do
got
see
such
they
a
are
big
even on
economy.
supply too. Yeah, he has a big economy, and the units are just really... The mass is really precious for Terran, and the idea with Ultraling is to just get the units. Just just keep them from getting critical mass.
Really want
Right,
the
I love the
eraser
burrow
right
play.
now. The burrow play is super smart from Razorsuke. Yeah, just completely negates the fact that those two just irradiated each other, providing almost no value. He got like 1 or 2 drone kills, maybe.
Yeah.
Spending even more. Oh my gosh, Razorsuke not able to react in time on this one, though. Only able to save 3 drones.
All right. I do wonder if those irradiates might be better spent just irradiating all the Ultralisks, but I don't know.
Yeah, especially as
I
these
guess the
ultras get
thing
better
with
and better upgrades, right?
yeah, the tricky thing with that is that once you irradiate Ultralisks and you run them into Stim Marines, it gets really tricky because the Marines just melt.
Right. Marines are kind of glass
So that
cannons.
might be his logic here. Man, this is an overwhelming amount of Ultralisks for Zerg here, though.
Ultralisk. This is the fun part of the matchup for Zerg for sure. I remember just playing Ultralisks, playing against Ultralisks even on campaign as a newbie Protoss player that doesn't know anything about the matchup. I was like, how is this unit so strong? What is happening right now? He's barely able to clean it up, it looks like, with a mixture of irradiates and just some good Marine defense. But yeah, again, like we were saying, he's keeping the fight on Neblime's half of the map, which is never where you want to be as Terran. And Terran's just trying his absolute damnedest to keep holding this 3rd base. Try and take a 4th base. I don't know if he can really do this right now.
Yeah, he just he's really having trouble keeping he needs a massive SK unit, and he's just not been able to get it, unfortunately. And we do see that Zerg is actually going Defilers now. So we are going to have this Ultra Link supported with Defilers, and he is on 4 gases, so he can easily afford this. Looks like that 4th base just going to be taken out by a couple cracklings here.
Irradiating a couple Defilers, right. But just... Are these Zerglings going to melt? No, he's getting a Dark Swarm down over on top of the bunkers. Luckily, Tank Splash does do a little bit against Zerglings, but it's going to be tough for him to hold regardless.
Right, yeah, this 3rd base has been under siege for a long time, and he actually had 3 Defilers, so he missed the irradiate on the 3rd Defiler, and was able to get another Dark Swarm underneath the last tank. So, looks like some Stim Firebat's going to kind of clean up those lings.
Suke just doing a really good job macroing behind, like, a lot of times...
Oh, man, he just lost, like, 4 vessels.
That's so unfortunate for Neblime. Oh my gosh, is that a Manor
Another
Hatch?
proxy hatch.
Wow. Wow. That's almost... He might end up killing a worker before this is done. I hope. That's not a Manor Hatchery, someone says in chat. Okay, my bad. I was just hoping. Neblime does GG out. Game 2 goes in favor of Razorsuke.
Alright. Couple of commanding games by our Zerg player. I'm getting a little worried for Neblime here.
We have had a couple commanding starts over the course of the series, though, so definitely a chance for Neblime to come back. It's a long series. Oh my gosh, I never even changed the name. Rip me.
Wait, what did you do?
It said Neosylphid the entire time we were playing on match point. Feels bad, but it's alright.
Oh man. Hi Models. Shout out to Models. He does have a looks like I made him a emoji the other day. He needed some graphics work done. He's spamming it in the chat now. So
yeah, he's got that goose.
Hi Models.
The cutthroat goose style. Snipe, of course, in the chat saying "Nerf Zerg," his classic catchphrase.
All right, our game 3 is going to be on Fighting Spirit. Looks like we have both players in the lobby, so we'll see. Maybe one of them's on Be Right Back, so we'll see how long they're going to take.
Yeah, time to just fill time. Strom, I mean, this is like Fighting Spirit is one of the most standard maps ever made, but how do you feel about it as a Zerg player? I've heard Zergs say they don't actually like this map that much. What's your opinion?
It's okay. I definitely prefer Circuit Breakers, I think. Just a little bit bigger of a rush distance, and you have that middle only versus Protoss. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, it's just it's a fine map overall, so.
Oh, game audio is working
we're
now,
good.
so for everyone in the chat saying fix game audio, please. It should be good. We were having a little bit of trouble at the beginning of the stream. It was sounding really choppy and laggy. So I figured it was just better to put the StarCraft music on in the background. But now you will get the satisfying sound. You will get the satisfying sound of Marines and medics actually dying. Get to hear the ah as it happens.
Right. Okay, so we are jumping into game number 3, and we do have our Zerg player Razorsuke in the top left, and our Terran player Neblime in the bottom. So we're hugging the left side of the map, guys. Hugging the left side of the map.
I gotta say, just right off the bat, Razorsuke's manner game at the beginning of the games has been absolutely superb. Saying have luck, fun, good, instead of have fun, good luck. Beautiful.
It's just like, it's those 4 letters. You can really just put them in whatever order you want. It doesn't matter. It just has to be those 4 letters.
The thing is, you can't, though.
Right?
Like, you would think that, but it's such mind games that is throwing Neblime off. That's what I'm really hearing right now. Is
right.
It just starts from the beginning of the game. He's living rent-free in Neblime's head right now. Oh, we've got gas first. Oh, an extractor trick. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, this is probably gonna be. I think this is gonna be 9 hatch Ling all in. I feel like that's what it's gonna be. So, for those of you guys just tuning in, Razorsuke is a random player on ladder. He does choose to play Zerg in CPL because he is required to pick a race. So, we are kind of like expecting to see some of these out there strategies from him, as he is a random player on ladder.
He's definitely playing like a random player. He's got some of these cheeky strats. He's hiding the hatcheries to try and play mind games. He's going for the 9 hatch.
No, he actually just went extractor trick, so he had a drone to scout. I guess he was afraid of BBS because he scouted cross map. My bad, guys. There's a couple different reasons you can do that extractor trick. One of them is 10 hatch. But you can also do it to get an early scout because Zerg really wants to have 1-1 saturation on the minerals. So if you do that extractor trick, you just get an extra drone to scout. So you can have a little bit of an earlier scout. Alright, we are going to see another 12 hatch out of our Zerg player. And looks like it's going to be 3 hatchery play again, or at least 2.5 hatch because he has not taken the gas yet. Yeah, 3 hatchery play. He's droning it up.
Now this is something that's always confused me.
Oh, go ahead.
I mean, you were going to talk about the actual game. I was just going to ask a question so I'm not such a noob all the time. But 2.5 hatch versus 3 hatch, what's the difference? Like, you just take your gas and then you take your 3rd hatch, but you take your 3rd gas later than you would against 2 hatch? Or with 2 hatch?
So, basically, 2.5 hatch was this... It's not really a build now, to be honest. It's like... It kind of got started... people started using it when we started seeing 1-1-1 in the pro scene. Because it, so the 3rd hatch of this 3 hatch build is in 6 o'clock. So we're going to see what he does choose to do with this proxied hatchery or hidden 3rd base. Whatever you would prefer to call it. Anyways, so the 2.5 hatch was just like a 2 hatch muta timing, but you get a 3rd hatch right away. So with 2 hatch muta, you normally get your like 3rd hatchery either as a macro hatch or a 3rd base around like 21 to 25 supply-ish. But with 2.5 hatch muta, you get your pool, you get your gas, and then you like immediately get another hatchery. So it's just like the same layer timing, but you have a better economy.
Okay, that makes sense. We see a lot of links coming in. Gonna be able to take it. Oh my gosh, right before the bunker finishes. That's brutal for Neblime. He's trying desperately to just repair the bunker until a Marine can get in there, but not gonna do it. Has to pull SCVs at this point.
Alright. Does sound like our game sounds are going weird again, to me.
Yeah, indeed. And we had a Skype call come up on my fucking monitor, so that's not ideal either. Just so many lings. I think that's what the proxy third hatch was for. He's just gonna spam him now, especially now that he's broken. Now that he's broken Terran's defenses. Do you think this is just GG? I mean, it feels to me as someone that doesn't know the matchup at all that it's GG. But then on the other hand, there's Terran, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it does look like Neblime is looking for that third hatchery with those 2 Marines on the map. Terran can still hold from here. For sure. Like, just Terran things.
Just Terran things. Imagine
but
not
we'll see what
dying to
happens. It
Ling all
definitely...
ends.
Yeah. It definitely set him behind. Like, he did lose a lot of SCVs, and his command center got delayed for a really long time. But he is going to get back into Zerg's base and be able to scout that it is the lurker tech. Although I don't know that he ever scouted the third hatchery. So we'll see what Neblime chooses to do as a response to this. Is microing those Marines back from the Lings. Did you switch the audio back?
No, but I should, shouldn't I?
I don't know.
The thing is, if I switch that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We'll do it after this game. A lot more Lings coming in here trying to pick off SEVs.
Oh, he got Burrow. Of course he got Burrow.
Wow. Anytime he tries to come back in mine, he's just gonna unburrow those Lings and be annoying, isn't he?
Yeah, just whenever, because, like, Terran doesn't have detection right now until he gets turrets up. Or scan up. So he's just kind of... It's good for vision, it's good to annoy Terran, like, it's just giving him map control is the real thing that we're kind of seeing from Razorsuke. Right.
Right, for being
Does
on...
manage to get another SCV.
For being on 3 hatch, of course, you kind of need to do this damage because it seems so low eco for our Zerg player, with making so many Lings and going directly into lurker tech and probably going to have another attack.
I mean, his drone count isn't terrible. He's definitely not saturated on 3 bases because he has been very aggressive. But, I mean, I think the Neblime thinks it's 2-edge lurker because he's throwing down 3 bunkers. So I actually don't think that he knows about the 3rd base at all. And I guess he got tricked this time. He's hidden the 3rd hatch a lot of times, and this time he managed to hide it successfully. Oh, he does scout it.
He does just scout
important.
it. The thing is he going to be trapped enough in his base? We've already got 2 lurkers out here, but we have seen the blind micro really well against lurkers, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's able to pick at least one off.
Yeah, he actually doesn't have any. He doesn't have any medics right now. Oh, there we go. So he does know now that it was a kind of close 3rd hatchery. So we'll see if he can take advantage of this positioning. Oh, drop. Slow lurker drop.
Oh my gosh, slow lurker drop. This is dirty Zerg if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. You can get from that 3rd base position into the main really quite quickly here. And I don't think Neblime has any idea this is coming.
And he's just going to run these lurkers right into the mineral line.
Yeah, run the lurkers right into the mineral line.
Luckily for Terran, it does take 3 hits, if I'm not mistaken, to kill an SCV, as opposed to the 2 hits it takes to kill probes. So He's got that going for him, which is nice. Oh my gosh. Imagine a race where a lurker drop like that kills 2 SEVs. Just imagine. Okay,
Alright,
he's
so
pushing
we
the
do see
front
the
as
kind
well.
of attack on 2 fronts. Yeah.
But 3 barracks, pretty strong.
He can't clean up the lurkers in his main. They're in a really good spot, so he can't really spread against it.
Oh my gosh. GG. Just
Alright.
constant pressure from Razorsuke. This is absurd. This is crazy. I don't know what to say.
Alright. Kind of giving us a masterclass on Zerg here, how to get into Terran's head early on in the game.
Yeah, and after a relatively quick first 3 games, we are going to go right into a break. We will be right back.
We're going to see if we can fix this audio quality for you guys.
Yeah.
So it's going to be about an 8-minute break. Don't go away. We'll be right back here.
We do even have highlights
the next
for you.
3 games of the series. Yeah. Nice highlights reel. If you guys didn't see Crazy against King Pie, you should definitely go back and watch that vlog because they were really good games.
Very good games from Crazy versus King Pie. Really enjoyed that series. We had a... Never mind, I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. But we'll see you soon.
Zerg is droning behind this. Kind of a weird little attack after the cannon rush on the 3rd base. Looks like Zerg's probably going to just build up some Mutalisks and kind of keep a little bit of a loose contain. Alright, we do see Zerg is kind of oversaturated than natural, Tim's pointing out, and undersaturated in the main. I think he only had like 6 or 8 drones in the main. 8 drones in the main. So he's missing 1 drone in the main. And has actually 2 extra drones in the natural. So, but we're droning right up on the 3 bases, so there are cannons in the main. Yeah, there's a cannon in the main as well. Alright, so we have another weird game here for you guys. This time, Protoss instigated the weirdness.
Yeah, that is a little unexpected. It's usually been Yenta starting things off with the weird, but Dragoon's going straight for the cannon rush into getting Ling all-ins into not. It's not really an all-in because
dying.
Zerg is still in the game. Like he's down 30 supplies, so that's really rough.
Yeah.
On the bright side,
Yeah, he is down 30 supply.
hear me out. That one sunken from the beginning of the game coming in handy right about now as soon as these zealots push out. Just throwing it out there.
True. He does also have, I think, 4 or 5 mutas and a set of Scourge. So, and I think it's only the 2 Corsairs.
Looks like he built up to about 4.
Alright. Scourge can still hit that though.
Oh yeah, as long as it's
You
not...
get like 2 or 3 of those Corsairs and you can just fight that with mutas. Looks like Dragoon, aware of this, going to build some Archons. He seems to like his Archon push. His Archon DT push. We've seen him do that a couple times.
Yeah, kind of funny. I've never seen anyone at this level use Archons quite as much as Dragoon does. Usually it's just kind of a last-ditch effort versus Mutalisk, but he preemptively made them in the game, was it the 9-pool speed game? Where he wasn't quite sure, and then he made them just against a few...
No, he didn't make them the 9-pool speed game. The 9-pool speed game, he got really, really behind with the lanes.
Oh,
He didn't
right,
really make anything.
Yeah, he pretty much...
Looks like he did just lose a Corsair to some Scourge. Looks like Dragoon gonna throw down some more gateways. It's floating a little bit of money here. I'm just kind of worried that Zerg is not going to get a 4th base, though. Is kind of where I'm at with this right now. Does get another Corsair, so moves the count back down to 3. I think we're kind of starting to be in the range where we could see a Muta switch again from Yenta. And then kind of like not necessarily to fight the army, but to... Yeah, right. Okay, 2 Corsairs now. But to counterattack, yeah. Alright, just gonna kind of send the existing mutas over. Oof, gonna take a couple hits from the Archons, though. Does slow down that push a little bit. And it looks like Yenta's going to use the mobility granted by the mutas to go check for a third base from Protoss. Which is really important, because if Protoss has a third base up, you feel really bad about not having a fourth. Man, is he gonna check this? If he checked that other location, he could have killed it. But he's just a little bit slow checking it, and the cannons are gonna... The cannons finish.
Okay, so he gets Scourge hits. He gets Scourge hits on both the remaining Corsairs. I'm starting to like more and more the idea of Muta switching again, especially with this third base. Like, there's so many cannons at the front, but there's no cannons really protecting the middle line there. So that could be something to irritate the Protoss. Can you just kill it? Yeah, you can just fight these straight up.
Yeah, they both had already taken damage from Scourge as well on their actual health. Is that an Overlord that's in bottom left? Rolling. I thought it might be a drone. I thought he was gonna hide another. I thought he was gonna hide another base. Seemed like something that would happen.
Yeah, with the way this series is going, I definitely would expect.
Alright.
This push looking pretty scary though. Not very many Dragoons from Dragoon, but not very many Lurkers from Yenta. So...
From Lurker? Should we just call him Lurker now? Is it just Lurker versus Dragoon? Is that what the series has come to?
But then, it implies that we think Yenta's gonna get beaten like Dragoons beat Lurkers. So I don't know about that.
But do Dragoons really beat Lurkers? That is the question.
Tim.
So it's two against 1 in this
All right, we're calling Yenta Lurker.
This production team. Lurker. See, that's my thing though. I just rename whoever we're casting.
Yeah, that's
it's like
Cy
Crowy.
That's your whole thing.
Yeah.
Crowy and Roach. Good times.
Yeah,
Good
Roach.
times. Oh my gosh, are these mutas? I think all these mutas die to a single.
Yeah, I think they're about to. Yep,
Yeah.
Goodbye.
GG.
Oh, he saves one of them.
Rip to those mutas.
Alright, Protoss is taking a third base, and Zerg doesn't seem very close to having the potential to take a third base of his own. That's so many cannons. So many cannons. I really like that from Dragoon, because I feel like one of the things that Yenta could do to get back in these games is to take the third base out. And he's really not ever under defending it. You know?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, he's just gonna try and bust the main. Alright, cool. Or fight the army. Maybe both.
Not sure he's got enough to fight this army though.
Lurkers are good though.
Lurkers are good units.
Oh, no Overlord though. No Overlord. That DT actually doing a ton of damage.
Yeah, taking out all the high value units. Getting great storms as well.
Man.
Is this it?
Yeah, at 67 to 124 supply, I'm not feeling good about this for our for our Zerg player here. Third base economy hasn't kicked in yet for Protoss. But I feel like Yenta is kind of bleeding units a little bit.
Yeah, and he just doesn't really have as much at home to support the continued pressure. He does tap out. GG. Dragoon up 4-2.
Alright, so we are just kind of having Terran do the slow crawl across the map. What's the goal with the 2-1 push? He is taking a 4th base behind this. What does he have to do? Does he have to kill an expansion?
Generally, on a less easily splittable map, you want to take an expansion, or you want to kill an expansion and take an expansion. And really, the big thing.
All right, we're back, folks. Appreciate your patience, getting everything prepared for you. We found what we think is a happy medium here. We're going to have the music on in the background and then have just the game sounds. So, with that said, we're going to head into Game 4. Razorsuke with a commanding lead so far, 3-0'd the first 3 games in this best-of-9 series. Strom, what stood out to you so far about his play?
I mean, a couple things. Game 3 was a little bit different, but games 1 and 2, he's definitely not afraid to put pressure on Terran and keep Terran in his base. And I think that's really the mark of a really good Zerg player, is when it feels like their opponent just can't leave their base.
Yeah, it's been really, really a frustrating series so far for Neblime. I can imagine. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I can imagine what it's like for Neblime. As someone that tries to play macro most of the time, like when I get frustrated, I'll definitely tilt and cheese a bunch of times in a row. But as someone that tries to play macro most of the time, when someone just does weird stuff like this that you don't understand, it's like,
well,
okay.
The thing is it's like Razorsuke isn't actually playing that weird. Like, he played the 3rd game was kind of a weird style, but the first 2 games were just he just is playing aggressively with his units, and he's staying in mid game a little bit longer than some Zerg players do. So, or except for that last so I guess that's what he did in the first game. In the second game, he just skipped mid game altogether and went straight to late game. So he's just not playing a linear ZVT. All right, we do have both players back, so we are going to go ahead and jump into Game 4. It is going to be on Eddie, and we have Neblime, our Terran player, in the bottom left, and Razorsuke, our Zerg player, in the bottom right, in the orange. Great Zerg color. The color blends in with the Zerg. That's really what we want.
That's really the important thing. He's looking very Zergy right now. Strom. Big
Yes.
important questions. Number 1, what do you think about this map? There is a correct answer here.
You know what I think?
What is it?
I think it's a big macro map, and I'm hoping that we get a big macro game. Macro game.
Big macro game, folks. You heard it here first. With the way things are going, I'm not so sure. But as always, it's hopefully going to be a big macro game on Eddie.
He's sending his overlord in the direction that you would send it if you were... Oh, okay. Maybe he's just making sure that... I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
He sent it up first and then over.
It's kind of weird. It's like he's bridge scouting in PvZ, except he's not.
He's just looking around. It's okay. He's looking around. Yeah, no, I like Eddie a lot, actually. And it is... We're going to see how it goes, though, because I generally think that it's... I feel okay on it as a Zerg player, just because it's so big. So it's a little bit harder for Terran to control the center of the map. But kind of with the way the roles have been reversed this time, maybe Zerg will have a more difficult time controlling the map, considering that it is just really big, and the rush distances are a lot longer. So we'll see how he does decide to play here, from both players. We'll see if Neblime continues to play his standard SK Terran, or if he's going to mix it up at all.
And Neblime's going to be able to get the first scout off, always nice. Be able to see exactly what the Zerg player is up to. Seeing if they're going 2-hatch, 3-hatch, what's up. Maybe not necessarily always able to keep it alive to the Lurker Muta transition, but you can always scan for that.
He thinks it's a bunker. Wait, what? He thought it was a bunker rush. I think he was convinced it was going to be 8 rack.
Yeah, especially once you've won these
Because of that
first three.
Overload scout? Yeah.
It definitely seems like it. And Neblime actually kind of playing into that, sending his SEV back and forcing Razorsuke to keep his one drone out there, just chasing it around.
Yeah, just want to be extra sure not to die to that bunker rush as Zerg. Make sure you can keep your natural hatchery up. But that's not what Neblime's going for. He's just going for his standard build. Is going to go ahead and get another SCV out on the map, just in case this one does get denied. So I think he's feeling a little bit uncomfortable playing in the dark in these cases. We do have a 2 hatchery play from Zerg this time. Oh, 2.5 hatch, I guess, because he got gas and then a 3rd hatch in a very weird spot.
This is so weird.
Yeah. So we're doing another classic random player ladder style weird ZVZ or ZVT. And we're gonna see what his kind of choice is here. Looks like Neblime might actually scout this one. Huge
Neblime
scout
to
here
scout
for
it
Neblime.
directly. That's so good for him. Yeah, last time
that's
he didn't really
awesome.
scout it till it was too late.
Those are brave though. Yeah, those are brave Marines. Very brave. Brave.
It reminds me of the campaign cutscene where it's like, I love you, Sarge.
I don't know that because I haven't played the campaign, but like, why? It seems like he just doesn't have as many Marines as he should have against these Lings. It's kind of confusing me. Maybe he needed a bunker earlier? I'm not
This
sure.
is the difficult thing about cutting Marines at the beginning. One of the top foreign Terrans, Nyokin, actually goes for a slightly less economical version of this 1-Rax expand, where all you do is just continuously produce Marines.
He's just gonna be able to kill this bunker. I don't know.
Oh my
okay.
gosh.
I don't know that was the... I guess he does manage to keep the Lings out of his base, so that is something. And he does know what Zerg is up to now. He doesn't know that he has a hidden hatchery, so we'll see what Neblime chooses to do with this information.
Nothing seeming to go right today for Neblime. That's super unfortunate. I think that's what he was trying to send his Marines out for. But with the way that Razorsuke has been playing, like, he's gone Zergling heavy the majority of the games. So you should just know that you're not really going to be able to push out right away and punish. You're going to have to wait until you've got a decent-sized mass of Marines.
Yeah. He's just, he's really, he just, like, isn't protecting his Marines very well, from Lings.
Ling run by, catches the medic at the perfect time, not going to kill it, though. Decides instead to go for the SCVs.
Alright, we'll see how many he gets. He got 1, 2. Alright, 2 SCVs so far. I think he did get one earlier with the initial Lings. Oh,
he's
also
killing
gonna
the
get
bunker.
the bunker.
Sick
There's just no
observing.
Marines left. Alright,
Does manage to
he did. Yeah,
get
he
out
is
some
macroing out
firebats.
some fire bats. Yeah, so he is going to kind of shut down the speedling aggression a little bit. Looks like Razorsuke gonna go ahead and go into a lurker play again from this proxied hatchery. Do you call it a proxy hatchery or you call it a hidden base? I don't really know what to call it because I feel like it's not really, he put it at a base, but like he's not mining from the base.
It's definitely a
He's
proxy
just building
hatch.
Zerg lanes.
Definitely a
Yeah, it's
proxy
just a
hatch.
proxy
at this
hatch.
point.
Yeah.
Plus, it's not hidden anymore, so it doesn't do too much. 3 fire bats versus infinite Zerglings. What wins? Apparently,
I don't
3
know,
fire
I guess
bats.
we're gonna see.
Apparently,
Alright.
3 fire bats.
Neblime definitely hurting after that speedling push though, and we're gonna see if he can even still hold because I think that Razorsuke is just still building Lings. He needs a bunker. Why isn't... Okay. What is he...
Oh, this
Okay,
is
so
so
the Ling's
annoying,
gonna run by
man.
in the main again. Look, he just like... I don't know why he didn't... He should have thrown down another bunker immediately, I think. Like, Zerg just shouldn't be allowed to just walk all of their stuff inside. He also needs to repair that academy, like yesterday.
I agree that Zerg should not be allowed to walk their units in. If someone could like fix Zerg, that would be. Oh my gosh! And he's got Burrow again. That's so funny. He's just doing everything possible to tilt Neblime off the face of the earth.
Alright, so he is going to get in here. This is GG in my opinion. Yeah. Alright, GG is called. Alright, and Razorsuke handily takes game number 4. Can I get worried for our Terran player now?
You are definitely allowed to get worried for our Terran player at this point. I am worried for him as well. 4 games in, and 9-0 is still on the table, so it's definitely time to get worried. We'll see how he handles the pressure, though. We'll see how he handles the pressure.
I am officially worried.
It's just been a rough match overall. It seems like he's not playing at his peak form. Going back and watching the replays after each game, so if anyone can make it, if anyone can learn from his mistakes and try and turn things around, it's definitely Neblime. But he's getting ready, taking no time after this one, just saying go, go, go.
Alright, game number 5 is going to be on Overwatch. And we are going to have Neblime, our Terran player, in the top left, and Razorsuke, our Zerg player, in the bottom right. Our Zerg player is representing Samyang Fire, and our Terran player is representing Operation Indecision in the CPL base show match. End of the world style, in honor of the apocalypse. See, the real deal here is that you have to honor the apocalypse.
That's the thing. If you honor the apocalypse enough, the apocalypse won't come for you. It'll only come for everybody else.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
If you respect it enough, it will spare you.
Exactly.
That's the real deal with this show match series, guys. We are both from the west coast of North America, and so we're basically all hippies there. You know. Superstition.
You guys can't see it, but I'm actually bowing right now to the apocalypse. It's just what you gotta do.
Foxbat when?
Apocalypse Foxbat. Foxbat, when are we gonna see that, man?
Right. Too bad he can't change his name on Twitch. Alright. This map, I don't know. I like this map for Zerg, generally, in ZBT.
Yeah, pretty good map for Zerg.
Yeah, I think it's just a tricky map for Terran overall. We'll see what Neblime decides to do on here. If he decides to pull out anything different. Wouldn't mind seeing something a little bit more aggressive, or at least a little bit more defense against Lings out of our Terran player.
Yeah, that would be... Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't blame him for just putting down a bunker immediately every single game. Because, you know...
Honestly, you almost should anyways. But, especially versus this player, I feel like you should.
Yeah. Just such aggression coming out of Razorsuke.
Yeah, definitely really likes to keep Terran in his base.
For sure, for sure. Totally, it's been fun to watch. It's just a whole different style with this Battle Zerg type deal that I've really never seen before. Are we just gonna
go 3-hatch before pool? Are we going 3-hatch before pool?
I think he is going 3-hatch before pool.
We have no
There's no
spawning pool
yet.
We're just not building a spawning pool.
Yep, spawning pool is for nerds.
But he also
what?
Doesn't have a 3rd hatchery. He just built a lot of drones before building a spawning pool.
Alright, that's interesting.
Maybe he's trying to like... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that play was there, guys. I don't know if he's trying to like fake Neblime out again and make him think that he went 3-hatch before pool at another expansion.
That's definitely what I would think when I see that late of a spawning pool. I would definitely be thinking that there's 3 hatch before expansion. Or
Yeah,
3
before
hatch
pool, for sure.
at another expansion. I can speak English, I swear. But like you said, you did see that he was making a lot of drones, so maybe Neblime's big-brained enough to just pick up on that fact that he was never resting larva, and so maybe he wouldn't have enough to go for a 3rd hatch at another base?
He might have actually. I realized I was watching Neblime's supply instead of Razorsuke, so he might have just gone like 13th floor or something. I didn't see it. I wasn't watching close enough to know. We do see that 3rd hatch being thrown down in the main, though, although it was after he got the gas. And it looks like Terran, I think, is actually... Alright, he's going to Rex.
And immediately threw down the bunker. He's listening. We should be coaches strong.
It's in a good spot, too.
Should have a
totally.
apocalypse CPL team. Anyone that's been in one of our show matches, you're already drafted.
Right. I'm actually really excited for a couple of the educational content videos that we have coming up. We are going to have a feature show match between Chava and Father, so Little Chava and IRK Father. They're both going to come back, who have both played matches already, but they're going to come back and face each other in a epic TVZ some point next week, hopefully, and they're going to come on afterwards and do a analysis piece on a couple of their games afterwards, which I'm super excited about. I think it'll be very informative for CPL players and just interesting in general because Chava and Father are both very analytical players. I think they'll have really interesting stuff to say about their game.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that as well. We've been meaning for a little bit to make some more educational stuff for CPL players, and this is just a perfect opportunity for it. Get 2 really good. They're both tier 0, correct? Chava is and Father
Yeah, they're
is.
both assistant coaches as well, and I know they've been working a lot with the tier 2 and tier 3 players on CPL.
Yeah,
Neblime also, by the way, guys, is an assistant coach. So shout out to him. Shout out to everyone who is helping out in CPL in any regard this season. I think it's been a really big success so far, and we're always working to make it better. So everyone's at home right now, so lots of activity.
Lots of activity. Favorite part. People are obligated to play with me because what else are you gonna do? You can't say you're busy. Get wrecked.
Alright, we do see that Spire coming down from Zerg. Neblime didn't scout it with the first scan, as Warpgate showed us. It looks like Zerg gonna go ahead and take a 3rd base. Neblime went to Rax Academy, if I'm not mistaken, but his move out seems a little bit late to me. It looks like he is gonna go straight into tech off of this.
I don't know anything about when you should go for 2 racks tech or as opposed to when you go 2 racks into 4 racks into tech. I talked to Father actually, which would be one of the things you would hope to talk about with him, but he is not actually too sure himself. He just sees pros do it sometimes.
Right, yeah. I mean, I definitely don't know because I actually don't play the current pro matchup. Looks like he is going to pick off an Overlord with this move out, which is a nice pick off return. Hopefully not going to be caught too out of position by these mutalisks. I think he just really needs to go home.
Yeah, especially
Neblime.
against 3 hatchery mutalisk with such good economy behind it.
Yeah.
Like we were saying, we weren't
Like, I
quite
feel
sure.
like he's looking for the 4th base, and I feel like he just needs to go home.
Oh, manages to force a cancel on the hatchery, which is nice just by being in that general area. But yeah, I think it's definitely time to pick up and go home, or else risk losing all those Marines. He is going to check up there,
Yeah.
probably find the drone. Drone's pretty hidden. Never mind.
Nope.
All right.
Doesn't see it.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, the thing with this is that he doesn't have the Rax production, so this kind of like counterattack is really strong because he just doesn't have any units. All of his units are on the map. So this is kind of what I was worried about when I was saying he has to go home, he has to go home, he has to go home. This is why I was saying he has to go home. Is because his units are on the map and the mutas are in the main.
Yeah, and we've got
And the
another
Lings
run
are now
by.
also in the main. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, did we just have a 5-0? Is it possible? And Neblime's of course going to try his absolute best to clean this up, but it just seems such a good position for Razorsuke. Almost no SEVs back at home after a bunch of Mutalisks pick him off.
He just doesn't have the critical mass of Marines to deal with these Mutalisks either, because he went 2 Rax Tech. And he just, like, he had his units out on the map. The thing with 2 Rax Tech is you really have to just stay at home and defend, because otherwise you just die before you're able to get your units out. And yeah, looks like we are going to have a 5-0 here for Razorsuke. Might have been a little bit of a mismatch. I feel a little bit bad about it now.
I need someone in the chat to step up and admit who fixed to this match. I know there's been betting going on the sides, but match fixing is just crossing the line, guys. Someone is clearly
GG is
paying
called.
the line.
Someone is clearly playing the blind.
Lucky noob admitting it in the chat. This is all his doing. So you guys know who to thank for these quality games.
I thought the match point game was actually pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I agree. We've had some good games in here despite the despite initial appearances with the score.
Yeah. Snipe in the chat saying first 5-0. It is true, we haven't had a 5-0 yet.
So
Guess there's a first time for everything.
if you're watching this and you're like, man, these guys no good at picking matchups, don't worry. We have plenty of odds that have been more competitive with this. Go back, check them out.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely that, I keep saying it, but the Crazy versus King Pie match was really good, so you guys should definitely check it out. Alright, our next map is going to be Clayfields, map number 6. Another 4-player map here. And in the top right, we have our top left, we have our Terran player, Neblime. And in the top right, we are going to have our Zerg player, Razorsuke. Currently up 5-0 in the series, so he is officially the series winner. But we are going to play all 9 games here because it is the end of the world style series in honor of the apocalypse.
Oh, all right, Neblime. I'd really like to see some kind of BBS or something. You got to pull out some kind of tricks to win the game. Playing standard hasn't been. He was a little bit weird with the 2 Rax Tech. You don't see that too often. But at the same time, he just didn't seem like he executed.
Yeah, I just don't understand why he didn't stay at home. Like, when you have 2 Rax Tech, I feel like you need a lot of turret, and you need to stay at home to survive the storm of Zerg. Because otherwise, like, if there's no Marines to fight the Mutalisks, there's just no Marines to fight the Mutalisks. So, it seems, I don't know, it seems difficult to do that, play that style, and just stay on the map, to me.
Yeah, I'm totally with you.
Looks like we're going to have another 12 hatch here from Razorsuke. Been very consistent in his opening so far.
You know, something else that you'd like to see, like, on this map in particular, I feel like mech could be kind of good, just because of how narrow the pathways are. It seems like a mech dream. I'm not 100%. I don't know if it's easier in this matchup because queens exist and you can broodling the tanks, so you don't quite need the same surrounds. But it does seem like it'd be altogether better for mech.
I mean, it depends. We did see Father go mech on this map, and that when we watched his series, that was our first series we did. By the way, guys, another TBC against Art of Turtle. And sorry for spoilers, but it was the only map that he chose to go mech on. I believe he did the Goliath build, right?
He did do the Goliath build. And
Yeah.
Father in particular, I don't think he went too heavy into tanks because I remember talking with him afterwards, and he says he just likes hitting the timings. Yeah.
Yeah. He's not a big mech player though. I think he really likes SK Terran. It seems like Neblime is the same way. Not really going for any mech so far in the series.
Got another 3
Looks like
hatch.
we're gonna have... Yeah. 3 hatch play. No proxy 3rd hatch this time. Alright, and no gas, so we are going to see a bio play again from Neblime.
He's been nothing if not consistent. You can't fault him for the classic improvement strategy of just picking one build and learning the ins and out of it. Learning everything you can possibly do with it, every reaction. Never a bad play.
Alright, we do have 6, I think 8 lings coming out of Razorsuke. I hope that Neblime scouted that. I think he did. He should have scouted it. He has the SCV in the main.
And he does have...
We do see the bunker is
coming
almost done. And hopefully he's going to put those Marines in the bunker. Alright, this seems good. This is better than the last couple times we've had a lot of ling. Alright,
Yeah.
bunker. The lings just run around the bunker though. He's going to try.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
Razorsuke?
gosh.
Oh my gosh.
This is
what
so
a
tilted.
hero with lings.
I hear this unit is pretty strong. You just make it at the beginning of the game and then win.
Right. He did defend that very well though. I don't think he lost any SCVs, and Razorsuke did lose all of his Zerglings. So a nice cleanup from the blind. We'll see what Razorsuke decides to go into from here. We do see Lair is on the way.
Alright.
I think Terran's going 5 Rex.
Can we get a shot of the Terran main real quick? Yeah, he's going 5 racks. He's got the engineering bay down first.
Yeah.
But we'll see how well he is able to keep how well he's really able to build up to that critical mass we keep talking about of Marines. The last couple games, even though he's been able to push out, especially the one on match point, he was able to push out and get some map control, but he was not able to really continue building his army count. Razorsuke was able to pick it off just enough.
Yeah, and he kind of like isn't moving his unit. Like he kind of moves them a little bit separate sometimes. Like maybe moves them across the map a little bit too quickly, so they don't stay balled up and they're a little bit more susceptible to needling. All right, do you see some more lings coming out for Razorsuke? Looks like Neblime is locked up this time though. Not going to be letting any lings in. That's what I like to see.
There we go. Let the game go on.
Let the game go on.
As soon as Neblime wins this first game, dude, I am going to like blast a air horn into the microphone. I'm not actually, but like metaphorically, definitely will be blasting an air horn.
Metaphorically? Alright.
Is this enough sunkens? Like, I know you don't push out until a lot later with 5 racks.
He actually doesn't need any sunken right now.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. It's nice to have one if you don't know, because he actually hasn't run in and scouted the medic timing, so he shouldn't know if it's because he's kind of locked behind the wall. So that's kind of why he got the second sunk, but he definitely doesn't need it. This
Okay.
does seem like quite a brave move out from Terran again, though. I'm not really sure where he's going with it. Usually 5x plus 1, you can kind of stay at home in macro and move out after. Because he's just going to lose these units to Mutas. Or he's going to lose his main to Mutas. Like, I just don't know where he's going with these units.
That's the
He's
frustrating
going
thing
to
for
go try
me.
and kill the drone. But, like, this just isn't worth it, in my opinion. He just doesn't have enough at home to stop the Mutalist.
Yeah, it seems like the
Like,
important thing in
turrets
this
aren't even
matchup
done.
is to keep the... Like, the important thing in this matchup for the Zerg is the tech, right? Like, you want to get the third base down, but you can do that
Yes.
eventually, as long as you're hitting your build back at home.
Right, he actually did build a lot of turrets, so... But he doesn't have any Marines in his bunker. What am I watching?
What is this? Oh my gosh. I mean, he got the drone. He got the
Okay.
drone over there. You can see on the mini-map, so he accomplished his goal, but as we can see, it just seems like it's been so much damage over here. Four mutas
I
left,
mean, he
just
wasn't
wreaking
able
havoc.
to do... Yeah, he actually hasn't gotten a ton of damage, to be honest, because he did have a lot of turrets in the main. But the fact that he didn't have any turrets at the natural was kind of a problem. Losing the bunker, definitely unfortunate. But overall, I think that Razorsuke maybe got a little bit greedy trying to commit in the main instead of going after the Bioforce that was kind of out on the map that could have been easily killed by the Mutalisks. So, I mean, it's a tricky balance, because if Terran under defends the main, you can kind of end the game by counterattacking like that.
Right, it's hard to say. It's hard to say at the time of the attack whether or not you should just go kind of meekly pick off those Marines and be at a good position, or if you can just go end the game.
Right, we do see that Razorsuke did remake his Mutalist, and is going to try and get a third base down, I think, in bottom right now. Neblime going to get back on the map with his bio. Looks like we have him up about 10 supply.
This is a lot of lurkers.
Oh man, walking into lurkers.
Okay, pretty good micromanages to kill one and then walk back without losing many Marines. Or any, I don't think.
Yeah,
But
I
this
don't
is
think
just
he
so much
lost
Zerg,
anything
though.
there. That's enough Zerg to just kill that Bioforce, though, is the thing.
Yeah.
So I wish he would just pair his, like, put his units together. Yeah.
Please run. Please run. Picking
He's
a
not
bad
running.
time to engage. He is not running. And a lot of lurkers coming in here. Separating the two forces.
Yeah, you can see that, like, Neblime just, like, not keeping his units together definitely really hurt him here, because he was able to separate the two, like, bio balls, and then neither of them by themselves are strong enough to fight against the Mutalist. Zerg doesn't have a third base, though.
Zerg doesn't have a
So-
third base. He looks like he's going
Not yet.
for kind of a double expand of sorts, though. With, I mean, his third is off center, so he definitely wants another hatchery there. But can
He's
Neblime
also
really
just gonna
contest
build a
both
lot
of
of
these
lurkers.
hatchery situations?
Well, first he has to break out of the lurker containment at his front. And he definitely needs a lot of units to do that. So we're just gonna see him macro up, hopefully. Gonna lose some medics there.
That's unfortunate. That's a lot of medics. I mean, 3 or 4. You don't need that many medics in comparison to your Marines. Like, you need like 1 per 6 Marines or 1 per 8 Marines or something like that. So 4 medics is a lot.
Right, so we do see Zerg is actually still on lair tech. So, and doesn't have a third gas up and running yet. So if Neblime can just weather the storm and get his tech out, get his science vessels out, get a critical mass of units without bleeding them out too badly, he definitely does have a chance to come back in this game. But he just can't be, he just can't bleed units, and he has to break this contain efficiently.
Gosh, there's just so many lurkers right at the front. He's got tanks to be able to siege them down, but of course he does start scanning. All right,
Needs
good deal.
scans. Yeah. I think he was waiting for energy on that scan. Looks like the science vessel is going to be out fairly quickly here, just as Zerg is getting into the... Actually hasn't taken the third or fourth gas yet. I thought he was taking that third hatchery, like where he put it, because the Marine denied putting it in the main spot. I thought he was going to just take the gas right away in bottom right, but either he forgot about it or that wasn't the point of the hatchery, and I'm an idiot.
I thought that, like, it
Either
took
way.
me a while. It took me a while, but I actually thought the same thing just a couple seconds ago. I was like, oh, he could have just taken the gas.
Wow.
That's really close.
That really did take you a while.
It did. I don't know. It took me till the second shot. Yeah, exactly. It's because I'm a Protoss. I don't know anything, man. What do you want from me?
Less reavers.
Less Reavers. I'll keep that in mind so
Yeah.
I can lose every ladder game that I ever play.
You're welcome.
For those of you wondering in the chat, our wonderful observer today is Cold Warp Gates.
Yeah.
Why is he
Kind of
even
trying to give
sieging?
Zeno a little break here.
Don't unsieged tanks still outrange lurkers? Can't you just...
I don't know, actually.
That, to me, is the biggest war crime in StarCraft.
Oh, he does manage to keep both vessels alive. Really nice play by Neblime there.
And he is going to bust out. And I don't know if this is a similar situation at all, but when I bust out of a lurker contain in PvZ, my immediate thought is I'm just going to go and kill him. And it looks like that's what he's trying to do.
I mean, I don't know if he'll be able to kill him right away, because he did manage to get up to his 4 gases, but it was a slow... He needs to keep his vessels alive. He really needs to keep his
Please
vessels
keep your
alive.
vessel alive.
There we go.
Alright, good micro there.
Alright. The thing is I don't think we have defilers out yet for Terran, or for Zerg. So this army that's coming... Oh no.
Yikes.
No,
Oh my gosh.
That's not good. Alright. So, but we still have, I think we probably have another couple of vessels on the way. And I don't think we have defilers out yet. So no, not the necessary irradiate here. We're going to see if Neblime can do some damage at the natural with his tanks before Zerg manages to get that defiler tech out. Because that's the one thing that stops. Oh, he does have defilers.
He does have
We'll
the
see if
filer, but is
consume's done
consumed
yet, though.
done, yeah.
Yeah, that's the real question. Looks like maybe kind of unwilling to push really quickly without his vessels. Definitely understandable, because Razorsuke really does seem to like his lurkers.
Sick drop, okay. There were a lot of drones there. It's unclear whether they got pulled or whether they got killed. But sick drop,
I think he's gonna get this patch, yeah. Alright, we're gonna get this 4th base. So, looks like we are gonna keep Zerg on 3 gases, which is very important. Is gonna get the hatchery, even though Zerg sent a lot of units.
Oh, hold position lurker is doing so much damage right there.
Yeah, not as bad as it could have been, but still not great. And I'm not sure what the upgrades are for Zerg either at the moment. Yeah, 0 for 0. So this is kind of what you see, like Zerg was on 2 gases for a really long time and built a lot of lurkers. So Zerg is kind of broke.
Right.
So as long as Neblime like 2-1 upgrades against 0-0. Oh, this is. Oh no. Oh no.
Right on top of the tanks. So these tanks probably going to go down. We see Neblime smartly pulling away.
Alright. So it does need to get an irradiate off on that defiler ASAP. Zerg can't afford to make infinite defilers right now, even though he's he's doing a good impression of it.
Oh, nice drop defense. He only manages to get two Marines out of that before.
All right, the 4 defilers is going to come up to the base to defend this drop.
That's a bold play. That's a bold play. He said, "I'll dark swarm the crap out of this hatchery," even though buildings don't get affected by dark swarm.
All right. So Terran is knocking at the front door here. And he did have the 1 vulture. Looks like a bunch of Lings and Lurkers going to come down here, but we actually don't have a defiler. So this Terran army should be able to clean up those Lurkers no problem. And that is more gas for Zerg that's not being put into Hive Tech units. So I think like Razorsuke's potential to go Ultralist is going down quickly.
Right. He does
Although I think he is getting back on his four gases soon, so. But yeah, no Ultralist Cavern started yet.
Oh, gonna pick off a couple
gonna
of
go and pick off some Overlords, yeah. Nice supply lead for Terran 2. We do see a 150 to 80 supply lead for our Terran player Neblime.
Man, who needs Corsairs when your original unit shoots up?
True. Having a range unit that shoots both ground and air immediately seems pretty broken to me.
Neblime coming back to attack. We say Terran's broken while Terran is down 5-0 in this series, but Neblime coming to push back against nice D-Matrix. That's sick.
Yeah. We have seen this a couple times. He seems really good with the D-Matrix on the Marines, actually.
Manages to clean up the northern area of Neblime, though.
Yeah, he is going... Neblime is taking a 3rd base behind this, though. Even though I think his main and his natural are actually both close to mined out.
He's got another drop on the way, as Warp Gates was pointing out. We'll see what direction it's headed toward. Look like it's headed towards the 3rd base. Not focusing the hatchery, that's interesting.
He's going to get scouted by that Overlord immediately.
And a lurker down here, sunken
drones.
down here. Yeah, that drop not
it looks
doing
like the
much
drop
anything.
defense really good. Yeah, Razorsuke knew that there were drop ships on the map already, so definitely needs to hold bottom right if he wants to stay in this game. Alright, counterattack coming in from Razorsuke. Gonna include some Dark Swarm. Definitely need to get irradiates off on those defilers ASAP. But because we've been seeing so many drop ships here, our vessel count is a little bit lower. So we'll see if he has the energy for irradiates on any of these vessels.
Oh my gosh, defilers in the Terran natural yet again. This is... I mean, the splash will eventually be able to take it down from the tank, which is always nice. But it just feels like the Terran's slowly bleeding up.
I mean, he's kept Zerg off of four gases, and he does have a 3rd base. But he does need to continue to trade efficiently. But Zerg is kind of broke on gas, for sure.
Yeah, it took me a while to look at Razorsuke's actual minerals, but it just feels like, why is he taking that 4th base that he keeps trying to take when he could just do the classic defiler lurker creep down? Maybe he doesn't feel comfortable with that style, and that's why he's been avoiding it all of these games. Because if you miss one Dark Swarm, then the base goes down, and that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely true. I guess the other thing is that it is easier to defend ramps with lurkers on the high ground. And he does seem to really like lurkers in general.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. He's been building a lot of lurkers.
Yeah. He can't really afford to go ultralist, so he has to go lurkers. It's basically what's going on here. He has to go defiler lurker. Kind of a mistake from Terran letting so many defilers kind of get across the map. Ideally they get irradiated before they make it there. But it looks like he is going to keep his third base alive. Razorsuke just spreading beautiful map vision right now. Just wants to be really aware if Terran tries to take a fourth base at all.
And Terran is trying to take
look
a
at this
fourth
lurker.
base. Oh, this lurker. I kind of wish he had just taken a bunch of pot shots at the SEVs and maybe taken out 4 or 5. He is going to launch a big counter on this fourth base, and this is the power of Zerg, man. Just the mobility of the army, being able to spread out really test your defenses. Neblime doing a really good job, especially this game, of...
He doesn't have vision on the lurkers.
Oh my gosh.
He needs a vessel or a scan.
Invisible units.
Does he... Yeah, I don't know. I think he is going to keep his base alive, though, and that is the most important thing right now. It's just that he keeps his base alive. If Terran's allowed to sit on 4 bases and Zerg is still on 3, like, this is not good. Not a good situation for Zerg. Oh, another drop in the main that we didn't quite catch.
Pro observer.
It's okay, it's a lot of stuff is happening right now. This is actually a really sick game.
Either. Yeah, this is
a really good game.
This is
Zerg's just building lings. Like he has no gas.
I feel like this is the killing blow from Neblime. Does he have a defiler over there? No, he doesn't. I thought that was a defiler, but it was just a larva. He's got one just coming out of the top right corner, but it gets irradiated immediately.
Irradiate.
That's so nice. Can maybe get one Darkswarm out here to try and help defend, but how long will that really buy him? Yeah, like you said, he's just completely broke on gas.
To do the eraser again. Yeah.
He's been waiting for this one all series, folks. He's been trying to set this up since match point on game 2. Game 2
Terran
on match
knocking on Zerg's front door. Right here. We do see one lurker does come out.
Oh, a nice little counterattack.
We did have an attack on the 4th base. The thing is that Terran has a huge bank, so he can actually kind of lose his 4th base and it's fine.
Right, yeah, and for those that are relatively new to StarCraft, it might look like Zerg has a big bank as well, but in this matchup especially, gas units are just so important for Zerg, and he doesn't have any gas, he just has a lot of minerals.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw we just saw all those lings run in and just die to M&M immediately. M&M being Marine Medic, so the Bioforce that Terran's using. We see Neblime targeting down the Evo chamber immediately, and now going to go ahead and pick off some macro hatcheries and the Queen's Nest. And the Hydrodan.
Looks like Neblime's going to take his first game. This is awesome.
Yeah, Zerg left on 2 bases. Neblime does lose his 4th base to a couple of lurkers. Looks like he's gonna come over here and try and clean that up. ASAP. Zerg hiding a 4th base. Nice plagues from these defilers. Razorsuke been really quite good with his defilers overall, in my opinion. But Neblime does find this hidden base, so that's good. And Zerg might try like a last-ditch effort counterattack, looks like, to try and break. But I think he's whittled him down pretty
only
efficiently
10
here.
Only 10 lings. We do see a GG for the first time all series from Razorsuke. Neblime manages to pull one out.
Alright, no 9-0. Alright, we're staying away from the 9-0.
We're staying away from the 9-0s. Don't worry about it, folks. Don't worry about it.
This is the real goal, because if we have a 9-0, I am going to be sad. Because I'm going to feel like a shitty matchmaker.
Because if it is 8-1, it is much better. But
it's at least better.
it is approximately one game better. Alright, so next up we got New Bloody Ridge.
Neo Bloody Ridge. Why would you say new and you could say Neo? I'm sorry, but like, oh my god.
Terrible casting from me. Terrible casting, honestly. You are truly the Razorsuke of this casting duo, and I am the Neblime.
Oh,
that was uncalled for.
Big
That was
roast. All right.
unnecessary pot shot at Neblime. I apologize. Being compared to me. How dare I?
Alright, we do have our return player Neblime in the top left or top right, and our third player Razorsuke in the bottom left. Man, yeah. I mean, they all know that I'm more charismatic than you are, anyways. You're
That's
just here because
true.
you have a Twitch stream.
What the heck is this? What the heck is this drone? Is he gonna go proxy hatch like in the natural, or is he going proxy hatch in that gigantic area on the left side of the main? Oh my gosh, he is.
Of course he is.
What a dirty Zerg.
He's a random player.
What a dirty random player. There's got to be a
Looks
9
like
hatch,
this
right?
is going to be a Ling. A Ling-a-Lin.
And as we know, one Zergling beats one Marine. It's really when Marines start to get into a big bio ball, especially with medics, that they become scary. So the fact that this is going to come from inside the base is going to be really, really scary for Neblime to try and hold. Gonna have to pull a lot of SEVs, maybe put a bunker down in the main and see what happens.
Yeah, I actually don't know what the correct response is to proxy hatchery in the main. I couldn't tell you.
Alright.
Alright.
Excuse me, Razorsuke trying to get as close as humanly possible to Neblime without getting in range of Neblime's sight. Because obviously if you see this, you pull like 5 SEVs and then you just win the game because Zerg just wasted 300 minerals on something that didn't accomplish anything. But
Yeah, I don't know that. Do you think Neblime's going to scout for this though, or do you think he's just not going to see it? I feel like he might just not see it.
I feel like he might not see it. If I was Neblime at this point, I mean, it's easy to say as you're watching it happen.
Oh yeah, true.
But I would
I mean,
yeah, he's scouting no natural, so that might tip him off. Maybe he goes and scouts.
there's a hatchery somewhere.
He's
oh
gonna
yeah,
scout
he's scouting
it.
it right
He's
now.
gonna scout it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so big. But the hatchery is just about to be done. I mean, I guess the fact that hatcheries start with 1 larva, so the max you can probably get out is like 1 set of lings.
Yeah.
I see you watch the shroom replays. I'm dead. That's so funny. He's like, well,
Alright,
it was a good
so-
attempt. It was a good attempt.
Alright, so for some background here, we did have, I think last week it was, we had our other Tier 0 Australian Terran player, Shroom of Doom, aka YM Noob, play Razorsuke in regular CPL season, Tier 0, and got 2-0'd, and I guess Neblime watched the replay. Alright, those links gonna... Oh, they didn't get the glitch where the where they die immediately, but... Losing the hatchery for Zerg, definitely not ideal. But lots of links coming across the map, so hopefully Neblime can... Is he gonna defend this? He needs to pull SEVs to defend this. 6 links.
Oh my gosh, he is going 2 racks a CAD in 1 base, but just so... And he's got the SEVs pulled. Wow, there was more lings popping. I did not even notice that. So
Yeah, I mean, you make links in the main as well.
yeah,
Two
it's
hatch links.
unfortunate he he couldn't just block the entrance with the more lings that were on the way.
Yeah. I think that might have been better, but he actually had 2 lings around the side. So I think that he just wants to make sure that all of his Marines are safe and he doesn't get some kind of like backstab with the 2 lings that were still in the main.
Right, and these speedlings coming in, wreaking some havoc in the mineral line.
Alright, gonna go ahead and... Alright, looks like we're gonna be going into 1 hatchery lurker.
Classic plays.
Out of this.
Classic plays, rivaled only by Buenaventura's 1 base hive plays that famously took out Crazy in week 3.
Wait, was
Spoilers.
it 1 base hive? Or was it... I thought it was 2 hatch lurker.
I heard from Crazy that it was 1 base hive, but he might have been lying to me.
Oh
I don't
my
know.
god. Alright, well, we'll see how Neblime... See how his defense goes. See if he can defend the lurker. That's the real trick here. But he is going to go ahead and get an academy, which I feel like is a good start, and drive those lings back.
Yeah, that's just got to feel so nice. After 5 minutes of the game of having the Zerg in your base the entire time, gotta feel pretty good to be able to finally say you have your main secure.
Alright, looks like he is just gonna go ahead and wall off that entrance completely.
Does he have scanners, though?
Tyrion kind of in the dark. No,
Yeah,
he's
just building
making
them
ones,
now,
so
yeah.
you'll know soon. Yeah.
The
Dude,
question...
I mean, he knows it's gonna be something weird, right? He knows it's gonna be a weird follow-up.
Yeah.
And he probably suspects Lurker, because I feel like that would be the play from 1 hatchery.
Yeah, if you just have 1 hatchery, I feel like lurkers are a lot more efficient than mutalisks. Like, you can't really do anything with 3 mutalisks versus a giant
I
fireball.
guess he doesn't know. I guess he doesn't know that he didn't take his natural. But he did scout that he didn't take his natural pretty late, so I don't know. 1 base are pretty bad. So I guess we'll see what happens if he can get some lurkers into some good positions here. I would love to see him just build a bunker at home.
Yeah, that would be like when you're ahead by this much, it's like just please play safe and think of like the one way you could lose is some kind of crazy counterattack. So it reminds me of the father game on this same match where he knew the only way he could lose was getting counterattacked, so he just built like 4 bunkers.
Right, I remember that. Yeah, he just built like a lot of bunkers and then he was okay. We're gonna go ahead and try and bust into the main. Oh, looks like it's not quite tight. And does manage to pick off that lurker. And going to go ahead and jump in the main and jump on that sunken, I think.
And this should be the game. Just too much Terran here. Especially, I mean, regardless of the fact that he's on 1 factory, this would be pretty difficult to deal with. Maybe he can zone him out with the lurkers for a while, but still, he would end up being on 1 base. Trying to hide a base here. Really just going for style points at this point, man.
Yeah, I mean, Razorsuke already officially won the series.
And every drone you can kill here is actually such good value considering he's on 9 drones mining minerals total for 1 base.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see what Neblime decides to do as a follow-up for this. He doesn't know that that 3rd hatchery is hidden yet. I don't know, we'll see. I don't really know what Tyrion is supposed to do to respond to this, to be honest. Looks like he's gonna go ahead and just try and take his natural. Also, Snipe did correct me in the chat. He said that YM Noob actually isn't Australian. He's Canadian. and I didn't know that. I definitely thought he was Australian. So, oop,
Rip.
tried.
You did your best. You did your best. Neblime actually walling himself in here, so he couldn't bust out quite yet if he wanted to. Looks like he is going to...
They're just gonna tag team with that lurker.
Yeah, that's super funny, because they can't both be right. Someone's got to be wrong here about whether or not they should be killing that supply depot.
He wants out. He wants out. Man, his Marines are so brave.
The bravest Marines. They should all...
The bravest.
Only private rank is a complete shame. They should at least be like sergeants. Getting medals of honor out here.
The bravest of Marines. The bravest of soldiers.
Alright, he does have a tank,
looks like
which is going to make...
He has a tank, yeah.
Looks like
It looks like
Razorsuke.
he's going to go and expand and get a vessel out. Alright, Razorsuke gonna try and take his natural. I don't know. Do you think he can stop this Terran push?
This Terran push feels really scary. I don't know anything about this matchup, man, so I'm not going to try and make super big statements, but it feels real scary.
He does seem to spell it out, though, because he is going around.
That's big brain. We've got a couple Scourge out, try and pick off that first vessel if he can.
Looks like Razorsuke just going to continue to make lurkers. We see some more Hydras popping up.
We've got an Overlord here. I know it's probably not going to happen, especially with these Marines coming and killing it, but if he was going for another slow drop, that would just be the biggest brain play of all time.
Looks like he's actually just going to go straight into Hive. Probably for Defiler. I think that's his best shot.
He just doesn't seem to have enough time. I mean, I guess he's really got to wait until Vessel comes out.
Yeah, the thing with the fact that he has lurkers means that he can have hold position lurkers anywhere on the map, including right here. So that's why he has to bring the Vessel, is because of hold position lurkers. So that's why he couldn't move across the map before. It was just because it was too dangerous. Alright, nice little egg block here.
This is nice. This is cute.
Yeah, cute little egg block. We do have a 66 supply Terran to a 31 supply Zerg. Oh no.
Oh no! Neblime, please don't throw.
He's not gonna throw, I don't think. He's really, really ahead.
Yeah, and he's able to see that there was no lurkers in front of the natural, so he's got no worries about just charging right in here.
Yeah, that's the real thing though. It's like he can scan if he knows there's lurkers there, but he can't really afford to waste scans if he doesn't know that there are lurkers.
Right.
So that's why it's really scary to move across the map against hold position lurkers. The thing is though, is he mostly just needs the Vessel for detection right now, I feel like. It's not a huge thing that he has a radiate until there's actually defilers on the map. Because he actually just has enough units to fight these lurkers. Although the choke is tricky.
And as we saw there, unsieged tanks do outrange lurkers. Biggest war crime of all time.
Oh.
Never mind. Okay. What?
There we go. Okay.
What?
So you're just wrong.
No, I definitely...
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, just getting shredded.
Oh
Alright, does lose a lot of units. Is gonna be able to come in and get some drones. Any drones that Razorsuke loses, yeah. GG is called. Alright.
2 in a row.
No 8-1. No 8-1.
Can we get the reverse almost sweep? That's the question.
The reverse almost sweep. Are we gonna take another break?
These games are going pretty fast, so I'm good. We should ask the players for sure, but I'm good with not taking a break.
Yeah. Just ask them if they need another break, I think. Alright, we're just waiting for Razorsuke to join the lobby.
Okay, someone in chat saying, no, I'm not wrong, but you actually have to position it if you want to guarantee range. Okay. I feel a little bit better about myself.
You're not wrong.
We're both right in our own little ways.
I could use 3 minutes.
Okay, let's go for it then. We'll be...
Alright, it's just gonna be quick.
Right back, folks. Don't worry about it. 5-2. Suke.
Looks like Razorsuke is taking a break anyways. Yeah, don't go away, guys.
The 2-1 push is that you just get map control. So you're able to do what you want. For pretty much, in reality, the first time all game for a Terran player. Other than that, you don't ever have map control. So if you can get a killing blow, like get all the way down to their natural and make sure that they can't have any more reinforcements come out and flank you or anything like that, you're in a great spot. But if you just end up taking a base, on this map in particular, if you just end up taking a base behind it, I think you're fine.
Alright, that makes sense. This looks like a difficult push up this ramp. But we do see Crazy's max, and King Pie's max as well, but the Terran's bank is bigger. And they are kind of even on bases here. So I'm kind of with you. I'm kind of feeling good about Terran's position. But we'll see how this engagement goes, because it is high ground to low ground.
We'll see the power of... Ooh. Okay, Zealots getting on top of the tanks. Not as many Vultures as I originally thought. But we're starting to get down to that point where it's just tanks versus Dragoons. There are a lot of Dragoons as opposed to just a few tanks. Okay. He manages to make King Pie pull back, so he's able to hold his position at least, which is good. Like you said, the high ground helped a lot in that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like a difficult spot to push up, but I don't know where... Because, like, and I guess anywhere you push, you have to go up, right?
Yeah.
Right.
The thing that's going to be really
just
tough...
needs to hold that high ground.
Yeah, if Protoss can't hold that high ground, it starts to get increasingly tough, because as hard as it is for Terran to push up a high ground like this, it's just as difficult for the Protoss to push into a sieged Terran army on the high ground. So it feels like to me, with the little bit that I've played on this map, PvT, if you lose that high ground, the game is pretty over. They can kill your fourth right away,
that makes sense.
And then you just can't get out. The only other direction you can get out is that tiny little ramp by your third base. Yeah, and you just can't get out any units without conga lining super hard and then losing all of it in a fight.
Yeah, I guess it really is a lot like ZVP on this map in that way. It's like you can't lose the high ground, because if you lose the high ground, they can kind of take both of your bases.
Oh, we've got another engage coming in. He's got to pull back his vultures a little bit. He's losing some of them kind of for free. He's doing a much better job now, though. Let's see if he's able to hold this. A lot of zealots, but there's a good amount of vultures to counter. I think he's going to clean this, actually, King Pie is. That's a nice engage from King Pie.
Right, yeah, that was really nice. He managed to clean the whole high ground up, and now Terran doesn't have control of the high ground, and I guess the game continues. King Pie is going to take a fifth base, and Terran did set up a fourth base behind that push. So even though he didn't manage to break any location thus far, as you were saying, probably just taking that base behind it unthreatened makes it worth it.
Yeah, for sure. And all he needs, if he can take this base up in the 12 o'clock position, he's got 5 bases to 5, and that becomes just a super difficult position for Protoss to have to deal with. He's got 2-2.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't seem ideal.
Like 2-2 is really strong, but even once he gets up to 3-3, it just feels so impossible to fight the Terran army. We'll see how King Pi deals with that.
Right, yeah. Crazy still seems to be macroing pretty well. He definitely hasn't fallen below like 165 supply during this whole push. What's the play from here? Do you just keep reinforcing that location as Terran?
Yeah, I would continue to reinforce and try and break. I'm not a good Terran player, so I don't know if there's anything higher level you can do. Ideally, in late game, you also want to try and sacrifice vultures for probes, so you're continually stressing the economy of Protoss. Learned that from IRK's father. Shout out to the boy for coaching us up a little bit. But all the bases seem really well defended for Protoss. Like, he's got 6 cannons at ooh, that's a gigantic stasis.
On the vessel.
Yeah.
And one of the Goliaths too.
And really, what got me was that, like, almost all the vultures, which just makes Zealots extremely strong.
Oh, right, that makes sense. I guess stasis on vultures isn't super the way to go, but I guess if it's all the vultures. Like, do you feel like there maybe hasn't been enough vultures? Or do you feel like it's a good amount of vultures?
It feels like there's not quite enough. And as I say that, of course, we have a giant reinforcement round of vultures coming in, trying to lay mines and be annoying.
And we're back, folks. We've got a little bit more of a series for you now. We've got Neblime 2, Razorsuke 5, Tau Cross coming at next. Both players are ready. We're going to get right into the game.
Alright, Tau Cross, one of our 2 3-player maps here in this series. We are going to have our Terran player Neblime in the upper left, and our Zerg player in the upper right, and our Zerg player Razorsuke in the bottom right. I can't tell directions. It's fine, guys. Don't worry about it.
Really? That should be the number one decider on who gets to announce the players, but
if I let you do it, it would take forever. Just counter offer.
I will be like, in top right, we have Neblime.
It's like that meme off of Zootopia with the sloth. That's you.
That's literally me.
Flash.
That's actually me.
Flash. Yeah.
So you're saying I'm Flash?
You're the
is
sloth.
what I'm hearing.
Flash the sloth. The
Okay.
knockoff.
Really?
That's what I'm saying.
Looking again for a BBS, it looks like, unless he's going for 10 pool.
What?
He did the extractor check.
Yes.
Yeah, he did the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Early scouting drone. Right, okay. The Blime, though, just playing standard. Just doing his thing.
Playing his game. Getting value.
Playing his game. Doing some Terran things, and we got some Zerg things going on over here. Seems good.
Seems good. We got an Overlord popping. The best unit in the game.
Today we honor the Overlord.
Today we honor the Overlord. Please.
That is just how it be. Alright. Alright.
Alright.
How are you doing today? How are you holding up?
You know, no spoilers. Feeling a little sad at the result of a recent StarCraft tournament. Not ideal. CC first from Neblime.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this is really fair though, because we've seen Hatch first from Razorsuke every single game. He has not played a single pool first, and why not? Right?
Yeah, might as well
Like
take
the best
advantage
of
of that a
9.
little
I
bit.
feel like you should mix it in, yeah, at least once. And 14cc, by the way, guys, is really, really strong if you can get away with it.
It seems like
Is going to see that. Oh, go ahead.
it just seems like a good build overall because 90% of the time they go hatch first, right? So it's just like, unless you consistently in a series, of course, if you're trying to do it in a series like this, you just can't because they'll catch on and do 9 pool speed every game. But if you're just doing it on ladder or something, how bad can it really be, right?
I feel like there's a lot of overpools on ladder.
Really? Okay, I guess I don't know
full
anything
speed.
about
I suspect there is.
laddering about
I mean, I
either of
don't
these
know.
races.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's definitely a good thing to pull out in a best of 9 though, so I'm definitely glad that we are seeing it. I guess Zerg didn't get in to scout whether or not there was gas. So he is actually also throwing a sunk down at his natural. And he also went extractor trick. So like Neblime has a huge economic edge right now.
Is the extractor trick sacrificing that much economy? Like, I know obviously with the 14cc and the sunken, he's pretty
It is a
dang
little
ahead.
bit, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, just think about sending a scout out a lot earlier than you normally would. But like
Yeah, that
a
makes
little
sense.
bit worse.
That makes sense.
Yeah. You get the scout, but you pay for the scout. But in this case, the scout didn't do it for anything, and Terran actually did kind of, he went completely in the other direction. He wasn't aggressive at all. Just gonna see how long we can keep this SCV alive. Want to see the start of the lair.
Not very
Oh, no.
long.
Oh no. He's just gonna go speed first, I think.
Looking like
Oh, no, he
Bisu
does
out
go
there
there.
at Capital.
Okay. I don't know that he saw the third hatchery either, actually.
It
But
didn't look like he
he'll
did.
get. Yeah, he can kind of get everything at once with 14cc though, so he should be okay. He should be in a good position. Looks like he is making a nice wall here with the supply depot. Kind of an anti-Ling SimCity here.
Yeah, force him to at least, if he's going to try and run by, force him to all run by one at a time. And then take a ton of pot shots from the bunker so they'll be easily cleaned up later. Like, maybe you can sneak a couple through if you really tried, but it's not going to be any effective. It's not going to be effective at all.
Is the bunker tight with the right side? I don't actually know.
I don't think it's tight.
Oh, there is.
I just
SCV,
assume
right, okay.
that
You just assume Lings can fit through anything?
get anywhere, exactly. This game has ruined me. Okay, Lings.
Alright, and here come the Ling.
And Talcross does have
The
a big
SCV died.
natural.
I don't think this is really gonna work for him though, to be honest. Like, this is a nice SimCity. Well,
He
I
is
don't know
gonna-
that that was the best decision, but...
Oh, could have pulled some SCVs there. Yikes,
Okay, it's
loses
gonna
every
clean up all
single
the
Marine,
Lings.
though.
That's okay though. Zerg, building a lot of Lings that early and he didn't really get very much damage for it. It's not ideal for Zerg. He is gonna go Spire out of this. Continuing with the odd third hatchery placement, that must just be how he likes to play.
Yeah, it sounds like it. He's judging by the resources, it sounds like he's just about ready to get his Mutalisks out. Spire just about to be done, as our observer is showing us. And that's what I'm worried for. As soon as the Mutalisks pop, we'll see how well he does defending, but losing some Marines like that, it just seems a little bit harder to defend, even though Zerg is definitely economically farther back than they would be by making so many Lings.
I think the real key here is that he just has to stay at home.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah. He just has to stay at home. If he just doesn't go anywhere, he should be fine. As long as he builds adequate turrets, he should be okay. 3H Mule, that's a lot of Lings. Razorsuke built a lot of Lings.
Is he just
It
going to
looks
try and
like
bust
he
him
is-
here?
Maybe. He is also getting a third hatchery, kind of in that hidden position from the scan where he can still get the third gas.
Right.
So if Terran scans that, he won't see a third base, but there is a hatchery there, and he can't get a Nidus out there as soon as he does have Hive.
Man, Razorsuke is so big-brained with his off-kilter play. He's really pulling out all the stops.
All right, I don't know about moving out, Neblime. I feel like you should just stay home. Okay, good.
Yep, hashtag stay at home.
Yeah, hashtag stay at home, guys. It is the apocalypse. In honor of the apocalypse. Alright, we do see Neblime consistently mixing in a good number of Firebats against Razorsuke, who does like the Ling run-bys. What I'm kind of worried about here is that there is a lot of Mutalisks on the map. So, Mutas, they can, like, if there isn't really the critical mass of Marines, and we do see that he's kind of like
Conga
lining,
yeah,
Conga lining his units. Like, if the Mutas were just there, all of those units are dead.
Putting down... Oh, he scouted it. I didn't even notice that. But yeah, he's putting down some creep colonies, sending over the Mutas and Lings to try and save it. We'll see what happens here.
I think he's going to. That's a lot of Mutas. I think Neblime is going to lose all of these units that he sent out. Like, that's so many Mutalisks. He can't fight this. Very unfortunate trade there from Terran. I feel like he took Zerg's bait, almost. You know?
Yeah, it does feel that way. You want so bad to try and deny that third gas, but Zerg was just so prepared for it.
Yeah, he just needs more units than that to move out on the map. Because he went 2-Rex again, I think. So it's like, I don't know.
Just stay at home. Just stay at home.
I don't know. Yeah, just stay at home. Like, when there's a lot of Lings at the beginning and it kind of delays your push so you can't do your actual 2-Rex Academy, once there's the 3-Edge Mutas are out, I feel like you just need to be at home.
It's really a metaphor for our times, you know? The Lings
Yeah.
are coronavirus. The medics are everyone over the age of 60. That was too dark, I'm sorry. I take it back.
I don't really get it.
Because they all
alright.
died. That was the thing.
All the units died, though. Not just the medics.
Oh, did I say medics? I meant to say Marines.
Yeah.
I'm so dumb. My bad.
True. Big sad. Alright. Mutas are going to take a little bit of damage from turrets. These Marines that are on the map again are very brave, in my opinion.
So
Brave Marines.
He's really the brave
Razorsuke has so many Lings right now. He has so many Lings. The thing is with the amount of Lings that he has, he's not... I'm sure his drone saturation can't be that good. Like, he's built a lot of Lings.
Right. But he is probably going to be able to clean
have
this
the
up.
Firebats forwards. Yeah. I feel like Terran has just walked into Zerg's trap twice now. He is up on supply though, and he is going to have a vessel out soon, so hopefully he can get an irradiate off on these Mutalisks.
He is going for tanks.
He goes 2-port vessel.
Again.
Yeah, seems like he likes tanks. It's a bit tricky actually. Straight SK Terran is really, really hard to macro. Because Marines build really fast.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and obviously it's not ideal to queue Marines and things like that, so... at a certain point, you kind of just have to accept that you're not going to have the APM and queue up a little bit. But still extremely hard to macro.
Alright, Razorsuke did scout that dropship. He did fly by the Overlord, and I saw his screen kind of pop over and see it. So we'll see if he's able to get some damage done at this third base before Razorsuke actually gets back. And it looks like, no, I think he's going to lose the dropship and all the units immediately to the Mutas. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know about getting a dropship out first when there's still 9 Mutalisks on the map.
That seems kind of bold. That seems kind of bold.
Yeah. I feel like just irradiate in that case. Just get rid of the Mutalisk. And he keeps rebuilding his mutas as well. Like, he's one of those Zerg players that just keeps rebuilding his mutas. And we did see Warpgates just pointed out that he is actually going crazy Zerg again.
Oh my gosh. How... Unless he just gets some sick drops off like last time, which doesn't seem as easy with... Oh my gosh. Bust attempt at the natural. Not going to be able to pull it off, I don't think, with this bunker right here. But super scary for the Terran player.
Alright, he actually didn't repair that bunker. So definitely not ideal. Hashtag not ideal.
Hashtag not ideal.
Are we
can't
going
believe
to
that...
see an irradiate on most Mutalisk? That's what I really am here for. Looks like no.
No, I'm just going to clear it up with the Marines. Save as a irradiate for a rainy day. I can't believe
behind
Neblime's
this,
still
Zerg
up
is going
in
to take a
supply.
4th gas. Well, Zerg, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what his drone count is like overall, but he has built a lot of Zerglings this game. But he's also like, he's on Crazy Zerg, so he can just do counterattacks like this with Lings, because he does have the upgrades
Right.
to support it. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna walk the vessels into the skirt. Alright. Okay, yeah, see, double Evo Chamber is going to get right up onto those 4 gases here. And the first Ultralisk coming out. Now, I really like Neblime's build against what Razorsuke is doing, but I'm just worried that he's bled too many units so far over the course of this game that he is just not going to be able to hit a critical mass again.
It sure feels
Also,
that
it
way to
looks
me.
like-
This Marine force just looks so small.
Yeah, also looks like we got a raid from Future, so thank you, Future, for the raid. I really appreciate that. For those of you just tuning in now, this is a CPL Apocalypse Showmatch. It is a best of 9 between 2 CPL Tier 0 players. We have Neblime from Operation Indecision and Razorsuke from Samyang Fire. Got a great TVZ for you guys here. And we are on game number 8 right now, with Razorsuke having won the series with 5-2 so far. But because this is end of the world style, we are going to be seeing all 9 maps. So, welcome
Future
to the party.
Future beat me to the punch, man. I was gonna raid Future after we were done with this, but I guess he was calling it a day. Feels bad now.
Alright. We'll have to find somebody else.
We'll find somebody. This
We'll
Scourge.
find somebody. Alright, looks like Terran gonna try and take a 3rd here.
That's so many Ultralisks. Almost a full control group. If he just had some Lings in here, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Lings do a lot of the damage, and then Ultralisks do the damage soaking. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, Ultras do damage as well. Oh, these mines.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That's just so many Ultralisks, though. Like, he
He's just
got
gonna
4
walk
gases.
over the mines.
Yeah, he got 4 gases for free, essentially. And even though the Ultralisks actually don't have their speed upgrade yet, they are just like super tanky, and Neblime just doesn't have the Irradiate available to deal with this yet, or the unit. He kind of took, I feel like if he had stayed on his racks and kept producing SK units instead of trying to get a 3rd base, it might have been better. I don't know. That's just a lot of Ultralisk.
It just seems like then that's 4 base to 2, right? So that's pretty difficult in its own right.
It is, but Terran can do Terran things on 2 bases for a really long time.
Right,
It's the
right.
thing.
That's fair. That's fair.
Right, yeah.
So efficient with Irradiate and things like that.
Yeah, and if you can even just like get on the map and deny Zerg mining gas at any of the bases, it's really hard to keep up the ultra production.
Yeah, and this one, Neblime does not want to lose this one, you can tell, but it looks like that's the way it's heading. We got reinforcements coming in that I'm sure are mostly Ultralisks. We've got a couple Ultralisks at least.
Yeah, nice Ultralink style. Coming in here. Going to go ahead and take out this third base. The natural is gone for turn.
Crazy Zerg, man.
And
Crazy Zerg.
Crazy Zerg's pretty good. I saw it in one of the CPL matches that I casted. I did the match of the week last week. I think the match of the week is Thursdays at 6 p.m. EDT on the CPL channel. Okay, GG is called by Neblime. And we did see there was another couple of Crazy Zerg games in there. We'd ended up doing a lot of TVZ casts before I actually left. All right, so looks like we have our score currently is 6-2 in favor of Razorsuke, and we have one more game for you guys.
Right after our observer updates his game, we will have one.
Oh, okay. One more game.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm dead.
Oh, looks like our players actually also need to update their games, so Blizzard is interrupting our cast.
Thanks a lot, Blizzard. Terrible company. Terrible. Man, I was so used to Neblime going on that little roll he had that I accidentally put 5-3 instead of 6-2.
Instead of 6-2.
It was wishful thinking.
Man.
It was wishful thinking. All right, Strom, tell us a joke. What's the best joke you got?
I just think that we need to find we need a name. We need a casting name. We've casted, this is our 7th one of these, and they're 3 to 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I really believe that we need a casting name.
I think Trash
What do you guys
Talks.
think about Trash Talks? What about, Trash Talks, Trash TV, Trash Talk.
I'm good with Trash TV. Whatever. Tell us in the chat, guys. What do you think? Okay.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
Lucky Noob, who's there? Trash Garbage who?
Man, it's you again? God damn.
It's gonna
I can't
be
get
me
rid of
again.
you.
It's
You're
gonna
just
be me
always
again.
here.
Strom with the dodge and the joke request. I'm dead.
Yeah. I'm not good at telling jokes. I'm just good at roasting people.
Oh, that was a
name.
name.
I literally just have no joke.
No, it's good. It's good. Oh, I literally only have two channel rewards. That's hilarious. Okay, guys, we're gonna work on my channel. But both our players back, or at least Neblime is back in the game. So we'll work on that before the next one. We've got a little bit of a break before our next cast. Get some.
Right, yeah. So we are gonna have like you said, a little bit of break. I'm actually going home. So I'll be going home from university on the weekend. And then so I can't exactly cast over the weekend, and then we'll just wait and make sure that we get my mic in for the next cast so that it is good quality. Seeing as how you guys kind of made the effort to get that in, we're going to try and make a as good as quality as we can for future cast.
At the very least,
I guess I'll just... Oh, go ahead.
our audio quality is going to be off the charts. We got that going for us.
True.
I'm excited. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm excited too. It should be fun.
Escalade. Oh, I got to change the name of the map. No longer playing on Talcross. Oh, Razorsuke back in the game under his name, not Novita. All right, we got both players ready. We're going to finish up on Escalade. Let's see if Neblime can make it a 6-3. Strom, are you talking? Strom confirmed for dead, guys. I guess I'll cast. All right, in the top right, we have our boy Neblime, the Purple Terran. And in the bottom left, we have Razorsuke.
Okay, you lost me for a second there. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
I don't know why my stream just froze.
That's unfortunate.
All right.
Nothing happened.
Last
We're
map,
good.
Escalade.
I'm keeping them interested with my wit and charm. It's fine.
Really? How's that going for you?
It's not going well, but we're trying our best.
Charisma -3.
Charisma, I'm at least a 4. I'm at least a 4 out of 20.
Yeah, well then your modifier will be -3, so.
Oh yeah, you're right. My bad.
Yeah.
What am I thinking? All right,
Yeah.
14 CC again.
I mean, we are gonna have Hatch first again, so it'd be good. No, it looks like we're just gonna go Rax expand. So very standard on this last map here.
Oh,
Escalade.
he's going gas, it looks like. Gonna mix things up after the series has been decided. Maybe experiment with his mech play a little more.
Alright, I like it. I feel like 9 games from Terran where they don't go mech once is the sad time. I feel like you should take advantage of the fact that like Zerg needs to scout that.
Terran is just such an adaptable race that it's like throw in some different stuff every once in a while. Especially against Zerg, you can just do so much.
Yeah, there really is a lot of different options that you can do. And Zerg really is responsible for scouting it and responding accordingly. So it's kind of like Protoss and PPZ, right?
Right.
Yeah. Your responsibility is to know what they're doing and actually respond accordingly.
I'm especially surprised we didn't see any 8 Raxes, we didn't see any BBSs, and Neblime perfectly content to just play macro games all series. Even the one game he decided to mix it up a little bit is going to be going mech, not going for any particular cheese.
Not so far, anyways. We'll see what he decides to do with his early gas exactly. I suspect it's just going to be the Goliath build, but we'll see what he decides to do. The Goliath build.
Pulling off gas at 100, so I would know what that means if I was a Terran player. Unfortunately, I'm not. Putting down the creep colony at the perfect time, so he is going to be able to defend against vulture run-bys, things of that nature. Again with this hatchery placement. He's been doing this all series, folks. Just irritating enough to make it seem like, especially with that late of a scout, you just can't really tell until you scout that third hatchery that he's not going 2-hatch muta.
Well, he can tell by the fact that the layer's not started yet. Actually.
I
Yeah.
should stop talking. 1-1-1. Okay, that's funny. All right.
Oh, 1-1-1. Interesting. Alright, so to defend the Wraith, Zerg will have to throw down a Hydroden at about 24 supply, you should see. Because he didn't actually scout what the build was. And I believe that 3-hatch is a little bit weaker against 1-1-1 than 2 hatches. So we'll see how this ends up going for our Zerg player here. I actually don't know what Neblime's 1-1 style is like, so.
While we're waiting for this Wraith to come out, gotta let you know, we got J-Pock in the chat asking, am I confident in my CPL match? I'm always confident, man. Denials don't roast me, but I'm pretty sure it's over, man. We got this. We got this in the bag.
Should we live cast your match again?
We
Just
should.
because we know your stage fright?
We should most certainly not live cast my match, please. That would be scary. Not about it.
I feel like we should get you to play best of 9. That would be great.
Yeah, I've
You would
asked
definitely have
multiple
stage fright.
times. I've asked multiple times. Yeah, Warp Gates versus me. The PvP no one wants to watch. Did he
Nah,
even
we
go
could
for
get
a Wraith?
he should have. I guess, yeah, he should have gone for a Wraith. I think that's it on the map right now, scouting. Just like below. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
Yep.
Yep,
Just
yep,
coming
yep.
in.
Doing
Yeah.
Wraith things.
Look at him go. Doing Wraith thing.
Just taking 10 shots to kill a drone, getting killed by 4 Hydra shots. Just Wraith things.
Yeah, we are gonna have one Hydralisk on the way here for Razorsuke to defend the Wraith. Gonna go ahead and run right away from that. Super annoying. Hydras when they don't have speed are actually really super slow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
This Wraith just running back and forth.
I don't know that was the play. Oh, he's so close to being dead. Run away, run away, run away.
Run away.
He needs to go
He
home
does
and
make
repair
it.
that. Just barely. So it looks like Zerg gonna go ahead and go for a lot of Hydras. Wouldn't be surprised if he tries to Hydra bust this, because that can be very strong against 1-on-1. But it does look like Neblime actually already has a tank out. So I think he should be able to hold the aggression, and I suspect he's going to go SK Terran out of this, to be honest. Because it seems like he prefers SK Terran.
And that seems like the most common, I mean, I say as I don't know anything about anything, but don't you generally tend to go into SK Terran with just super fast science vessels?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's generally a pretty good option.
Looks like we're going for a Hydra bust here, though. We'll see if Neblime is able to hold. He does have a tank up, so tank just going to start eating alive these Hydras, depending on... If he just has a control group like this, I feel like the tank and 2 bunkers will be reasonable to hold. Oh my gosh, Hydras kill tanks so fast. What?
Yeah, you need to repair the bunkers. It's, like, really... Okay, it does manage to hold. Losing that tank, not ideal. So they're going to go ahead and take a 3rd and a 4th base behind this. And keep building Hydras.
Neblime does pull his SCVs in time to repair the 2nd bunker. Not quite... is not able to keep his SCV building the 2nd bunker alive. But some really nice... Well, I guess it doesn't really matter because Razorsuke has 75 supply.
I mean, it still matters. Like, it still sucks because he had to build all those extra overlords early, right?
Right, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So, missing a lot of extra minerals. Looks like we are going Hydra heavy. So, if, do you think he's gonna drop? Do you think he got dropped?
I would
moving all
definitely
those
not put
overlords.
it
Like,
past him.
Like,
feel
I'm
like
not
that's-
sure if it's just, like, for Wraith defense or if he got dropped.
I would love to see him drop. Just end the game in style. Yeah, it looks like it. No. Just avoiding these race. I know
Oh,
it's...
gonna go ahead and lose that Wraith. Unfortunate. Definitely very useful to use that for scouting, just kind of like you would use a Corsair in PvC.
Yeah, can we get some Fs in the chat for that Wraith, guys? Feels bad. Feels bad as the Terran player. Razorsuke just going straight Hydras. Has like no drone count anywhere. So he really... The supply's pretty deceiving. You would think that Razorsuke is way ahead, but if he doesn't bust, he's going to be in a brutal spot. So many Hydras, though.
Yeah.
Oh, he is going for the drop.
We did see that Neblime actually has a bunch of units in his base, though.
Where is he gonna drop in the natural? That doesn't seem like it makes any sense. I guess he's trying to hit the natural in 2 different places. Maybe
Or he's gonna drop on the tank.
Oh. I still don't think this is enough though. Like with the units that are on the high ground, shouldn't he be fine? Yeah, it looks like he's...
the Hydras are really bad against Marines, turns out.
It's almost like you should not build them in this matchup. But 1-1-1 hard to deal with because you do get Marines and you get mech and you get Wraiths. So it's like...
Yeah, so we're kind of seeing a little bit like he's going really heavy Hydra and now turn is straight into Bio. So this is really tricky for Zerg because Hydras actually kind of suck really bad against Marines. Alright, nice little push coming across the map here from Neblime. Couple tanks and some SK turn. Going to be pretty difficult to stop here for Zerg. Not sure which base he's planning on going for, if he's going to go for this third or the natural.
Looks like he's headed towards the third. He's a little bit high up to try and go for the natural. But either way, oh my gosh, is that hold position lurkers again?
Oh my god.
Oh no. Oh, so sick.
Oh man, that was some sick lurker play by Razorsuke. Very nice hold position lurkers. Just really just showing the strength of that in this matchup, just throughout a lot of these games.
Yeah, when I was...
Neblime's still up on supply though. And Razorsuke just basically in an unfavorable unit composition.
Sneaking out a lot of
Zerglings.
Zerglings.
Speed lanes.
Is
They're
he going
not
to try and
speed
just
lanes,
go for a big counterattack here? I mean, it seems kind of pointless to try and counterattack 2 bunkers, but I don't know.
I mean, Neblime has played a lot of games where he's just left his bunkers empty, so hopefully he hasn't done that this time. Okay, we do have this vessel out now.
Oh, he's
so
cutting
is
off
going to be able to
reinforcements.
go. Yeah, definitely very nice play. Nice D-Matrix on the tank. Looks like
Lot
they're
of
working a
lurkers up
ton of
there.
lurkers. I'm going to run him with some Marines, see if he can pick off some of these units. Nice stim. Tank's definitely very deadly to attack with this unit composition.
Yeah, it's just showing off the versatility of 1-1-1. Like we saw, Zerg got stuck in an unfavorable army composition with Hydralisks against Bio, and then just tanks so powerful against these lurkers.
Yeah, as you say that though, he does manage to clean out that push from Neblime. Really nice usage of surround on those ramps, and looks like Razorsuke is going to go ahead and build a lot of lurkers and try and transition into Ling lurker versus this Bio play. So we'll see what Neblime chooses to do about that. Oh man, so many units coming out of Razorsuke.
Zerg.
Yeah, needs to go home. Go home, go home. Oh no. So many lurkers.
I don't know how he got so many units off a Hydra bust. Like,
Well, I think that his drone count, I'm not sure what his drone count is, but I think it might be pretty low. Okay, it looks okay in the main. Yeah, really low with the natural. and pretty low at the third as well. He only has like 4 drones mining minerals in his natural though.
The beautiful thing about low drone counts is it doesn't even matter if you can just build infinity. It's not much fun. Being annoying, dropping in the pretty much the far back of the base with some Zerglings, so Neblime has to come all the way back and clean that up.
Yeah, it looks like Neblime's going to try and take a third base off of this. Gonna go ahead and use those early vessels to get some irradiates off on the lurkers. Alright, Razorsuke just kind of gonna bleed some units here, but it looks like he is taking another base in the bottom right. So gonna try and get up to that 4 gases that Zerg really needs.
Not too many units to have to
Another
clean
drop
up,
in the main.
but just gonna be
lots
so
of
hard to
lurkers.
micro. Yeah, 2 lurkers. It's gonna be so hard to micro Marines against that with all this building in the way.
Yeah, and if he gets like he's focusing firing the buildings that have the upgrades. So it looks like he is going to get the armory. And I don't think we saw an
Man, medics.
Alright. Looks like Terran gonna clean that up. Did lose the armory, but didn't lose the upgrades on the infantry, so that's really important.
And this just being super annoying, keeping lurkers and a bunch of lings to deny the third base. Meanwhile, Zerg securing a 4th base of their own.
Alright, just playing with a lot of lurkers here. And it looks like we do have defilers out now for our Zerg player and Hive. And going to double down on those upgrades, and looks like he's droning a little bit and taking a 5th hatchery. Oh no, he's gonna lose that command center. Oh, okay. He does manage to keep it safe. Alright, gonna go ahead and try and break this containment at the third base, but looks like Razorsuke just setting his units up in just really nice ways, to be honest.
Yeah, really
Like,
good tactical
he's just
play
kind of
from
everywhere.
Razorsuke.
Yeah. He's very good at, like, distracting Neblime and then counterattacking or defending off of that.
Yeah, and Consume done while Razorsuke has a 4th and is taking a 5th, all in different corners of the map. I mean, this is just going to be really frustrating. And Dark Swarm in the natural again.
Alright, again, slow catch on that Defiler from Neblime. Looks like those Lings are going to get in. Yeah, tanks just seem very difficult to chase Lings around with.
Yeah, and you have to be... Like, if you get 1 tank with, like, 8 Lings, it's totally worth it. Because Lings are just so cheap compared to siege tanks.
Alright, looks like we have a little bit of a force from Terran going to go ahead and try and deny upper left. While Zerg is all up in Terran's natural here.
Yeah, seems like not the play to try and counterattack while your main is under siege, but doing his best to hold, and I guess he just feels like if he continues the status quo, Zerg's going to win for sure, so he has to try and make something happen.
Right, that makes sense. Man, I really like how on the map Razorsuke is. Like, I feel like he just has map control all the time somehow. Because
Yeah,
usually
it's pretty
Terran
crazy.
just has map control in this matchup.
He's just been playing this Battle Zerg style, making a lot of lurkers, and he has been really on top of
Putting
macro.
them in good spots.
Putting them in great spots,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, alright, so Zerg not going to get a 5th gas, but I believe that the third bases, like all the bases he's taken, have gas already, so...
Oh, these Lings doing so much damage, so much bang for your buck with Zerglings.
Alright, looks like Razorsuke gonna clean up the little bit of Zerg those. Oh, stick plague on the vessels. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
That's exactly what you want to see as a Zerg player.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like, man, I feel like I'm learning so much by how he's playing this. Or just like how active he's being with his units on the map. It's really cool.
Yeah, he's totally playing his own style, and it's totally it's like the antithesis of what you see most players play. At least as far as I know, the standard Zerg play is to like take 0 map control and just barely squeak out your 3rd and your 4th. This seems like a super fun way to mix it up. Even if you don't want to make it your total style like Razorsuke has, it's like, okay, I don't want to sit back this game, I want to be more aggressive. Let's go for this style with super heavy lurkers.
Yeah. Does look like the Neblime gonna go ahead and take a 4th base though. Getting those plagued science vessels home, hopefully going to go ahead and repair them up a little bit. Or not.
Oh, hey, he's gonna
cut
run right into Hydras. Can he? Okay, luckily the Hydras are targeting the Marines, but loses 1 because it's 1 health.
Alright. It's so funny to have Hydras under Dark Swarm with Marines, because like they're both shooting each other and neither
And just
of them
nothing
hit.
ever happens, yeah.
Yeah.
This is great.
This is like the Disruption Web conundrum on Inner Coven.
Yeah, you just can't move through there without a... And now, what's funny is that neither of them can move out, otherwise they start taking damage. So both sides are pretty incentivized to just stay right under there. Razorsuke does burrow his units, so when that Dark Swarm inevitably runs out, he is going to be... Oh, never mind. The
Dead,
vessels
there
were
were
right
science
there.
vessels there.
Duh. Duh, least.
Jeez,
What are you
Least.
thinking?
What is your deal?
MMR 0.
What even is your problem?
MMR at life 0. Oh, irradiating Ovies. What a baller play. He says, you're going to be supply blocked as heck if I do this 7 more times.
Oh man, the plagues have been so sick.
Oh my gosh.
Man, his Defiler play is really good. We do see Neblime still up in supply though. I'm just really impressed with the way that Zerg's playing this. I don't know.
I'm totally with
I
you.
just like what he's doing. I'm just a fan. Yeah.
And with his map control, if he can deny this 3rd base like any longer, I don't know that Neblime can survive that. Neblime
Yeah,
going
well,
for a
looks like
big
Zerg
attack
is
on the
going to
4th
take-
though.
Yeah. Zerg's trying to double expand behind this too. So we'll see what Neblime manages to get done really with this push that's on the map. Alright, I think this Dark Swarm is about to run out. So we'll see how much damage can be done before that happens. Looks like he is going to lose one of the bunkers. Alright. Does manage to keep a lurker in there.
Starts morphing them into lurkers. Oh, man.
Alright, looks like Neblime gonna go ahead and deny the natural of bottom right. Or, yeah, bottom right. I can do direction. I'm good.
You're good. You're killing it right now. It's been a long cast. Not as long as some we've had, though. Not as long as
Yeah,
some
the
we've had.
last
A lot
one
of
was
quick
very
games.
long.
And he's going to try and push up here. Man, this whole time I assumed that it was just going to be a slow death for Neblime, but he's actually... I can see a path to victory now if he takes out this bottom right.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the plague is really rough. Like, he's definitely getting plagued a lot. But like I said before, like, Hydra Ling, he kind of is in this composition now, so he has to keep building Hydras. But that's really not the composition that you want, ideally.
These Marines getting caught between Dark Swarm. Neblime trying desperately to take a fourth base. He's got all his SCVs surrounding it. Because they've got nothing better to do. And he's got a good amount of Marine medic there. Razorsuke.
Alright. Gonna go into Ultras. Alright, he is on 5 gases right now, I believe. So, nice gas bag for Razorsuke. So, Zerg can... Oh man, did you see him hit that Defiler right before a burrow? That reaction time was so fast on Zerg, but just not quite fast enough.
That was actually really sick from Zerg, I agree. That he immediately after it got irradiated, he almost had it.
Yeah. That's actually really interesting though, that burrow play though, because if you burrow the Defiler, like, because the burrow mark is so small, it'd be really hard to click on it anyways once it's already burrowed.
Ooh, that makes a lot of sense. If you were able to do it, that would just be so frustrating to deal with as the Terran player. You have to either spend... Because...
Yeah.
You gotta waste your time. APM's its own resource. So you've gotta waste your time just sitting there trying your hardest to click on this tiny little Defiler burrow.
Alright, looks like Neblime is going to go ahead and try and take out bottom right. Got a lot of bio down here, whereas Razorsuke planning on counterattacking the natural. Looks like there isn't anything here to defend.
Oh my gosh, this
One
is
Dark
huge.
Storm, and he's going to be into the main.
This is so huge.
Alright, we desperately need some units here in the natural of Terran. And not ones that are under Dark Storm.
This feels like game ending.
He can't afford to lose his production. Well, I mean, his natural doesn't matter that much. He just can't lose his barracks.
That's the thing. He's already right on top of the barracks, yeah.
Alright, the science vessels are going to go ahead and come back, but that is a lot of lurkers under the Dark Storm, and he definitely doesn't have enough irradiate to deal with all of those lurkers right now.
Plus, there's Hydras that can attack the science vessels, which is super annoying.
Yeah, very true. Alright, losing your production is just not ideal. Alright, Terran does deny bottom right, but Zerg's still on 4 mining bases, because Zerg never mines out. Right.
GG.
Alright, Neblime taps out. GG is called.
That's the series.
Alright, our final score being 7-2 in favor of Razorsuke. And I think we're going to ask him to hop on here for an interview. Alright, we're just gonna ask Razorsuke for him to hop onto the chat.
I'm full of questions right now. How? Why?
I will let you take. I'm gonna let you take the interview then. Are we gonna let Lise take the interview, guys?
Guys,
can we get
hit her with the hard no. Hit her with the hard no.
Can we get hashtag least interview in the chat, please? Hashtag least interview.
Can we get hashtag no least?
I want to see it.
No, not about that life. All right, Strom, you take over. You're the interviewer here. Please do your thing.
All right, we do have Razorsuke here on the phone call. Welcome. Congratulations on your 7-2 victory in this series.
Hey, thank you.
Good job. How are you feeling? 9 games is a lot.
Yeah. Actually, to be honest, I wasn't sure if I could last that long. You know, that's like, usually I max out at 4 games, yeah, I'm glad we pushed through. It was pretty fun.
All right, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I believe Lisa has some questions for you.
Oh my gosh. All right. So this style this lurker heavy style where you're fighting for map control, where did you learn that? Did you come up with that yourself? Did you watch it and learn from a pro? What makes you decide on doing that?
Are we talking about a specific game or in general?
Just in general, it seemed like you fought for map control a lot more than a standard Zerg would, and turtling in behind their defenses and trying to get a third and fourth base off Defiler into Ultra.
Right. Okay, so, well, first of all, like, my background is I've been kind of watching this thing, watching Brood War professionally for, like, ever, right? So when people are asking me, like, what's this build order? What timing should you get this? Don't ask me, man. I have no idea. I just make that shit up. Right? It's like, yeah, because, like, back then there was no game timer or anything, right? You kind of had to just, like, watch it and then feel it out. So
Right.
that's kind of where I'm at. And then, so in present day, when you ask me, like, what am I doing this? I feel like Zerg is kind of a reactionary race. You can, like, plan your build and plan how you want it to go in the early to mid game, and then at the end, I kind of just gotta adapt to whatever the opponent's doing. And if that means, like, if he's like tank heavy and I gotta go lurker under swarm, then that's just the way it is, you know?
I'm with you.
Right.
Okay.
So how do you feel like we saw Neblime do a couple, like, he didn't do anything super drastically different except for the last game, but we did see a couple of 5-Rex plus 1 and a couple of 2-Rex Academy and 1 2-Rex Academy into tech. So, and you definitely responded differently in each kind of game. Can you kind of, like, give us a bit of an overview on how you feel, because you went 3-hatch Muta most games, how you feel that pairs up with especially 2-Rex Academy versus 5-Rex plus 1, and, like, what your priorities are?
Well, okay, so you're right, like, most of those games where I'm just Muta and lane heavy. For the ones where I'm, like, 3-hatching before pool, my mentality is kind of just, like, keep them back. Like, I don't want them anywhere near my bases, so I'm not really trying to harass. When I do, it's kind of like, I just hope that they're staying in the base. That's all. My main goal is, like, to engage the army when they exit.
Right, so you're just trying to keep Terran at home, basically, as much as possible.
Yeah, well, and also, like, thin down the army. Like, when I can find an area that's not, like, heavily defended with turrets or anything, I'll try to pick off a couple Marines. Like, that's my priority. And then secondly, if there's, like, some stray SCVs, I'll go for that. Like, it's not as important as picking off Marines, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like you definitely seem to have really good, like, unit placement intuition and, like, and really good map vision, because I feel like you're really able to whittle down the bio ball for Terran a lot, and you definitely utilize lurkers a lot more aggressively than I've seen a lot of players do. Is that, like, kind of like Lisa was saying, is that just kind of when you started, I guess that kind of Battle Zerg style was a little bit more popular, so is that just kind of how you were seeing VODs when you first started watching Brood War?
I guess, but yo, honestly, like, I just wanted to keep the Terran away. That's all. Just keep them away, and, like, wherever I think they're coming, I'm gonna put some lurkers there. Like, that's all.
Right. Okay.
So, like, we play fields, right? Like, I feel like, oh man, they should be here, and I'm, like, putting it there. But then, like, surprisingly, he goes the other way, and I didn't see it. Then that's tough, you know.
That's tough. Big tough.
Yeah. Yo, as Zerg, you don't want any surprises, man. You don't want to look back and see, like, Marines in your main. Oh my god, that's the worst.
Yeah, for sure. I felt like your drop defense was really good in general.
Oh, not good enough, though. When he got those off, that was, like, game ending.
Yeah. I feel like he definitely went dropship, like, before Vessel, or at least early a lot of the games. Did that, like, affect your mentality at all going into 9 games in a row?
Well,
Like, after you saw it a couple times, were you, like, expecting it?
Yeah, honestly, most games I'm expecting it earlier, and then when it doesn't
Okay.
come, I feel like he's not gonna do it. So then I just like, I'm like not looking, I'm not going back to my main or like looking at the mini map as aggressively, and then next thing you know, he's there. Yeah.
True. Yeah. I mean, they're so small. It's such a small dot on the mini map. It's difficult to see. I
Yeah,
think Lise
and,
has a question about your. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, most games I try to have patrol scourges, but it's like it doesn't connect with the dropships. And if it did, I didn't see it.
We were also. I think Lise has a question for you about your third hatchery placement.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Oh yeah, with putting it in the back of your base, were you trying to just play mind games, make him think you might be going 2-hatch Muto? What was up with that?
Yep, totally. That's exactly it. And I think on Tau Cross, like, I don't even think that he saw it at all. And I think he was like heavily defending out, maybe thinking some kind of Hydra or something. Because like I don't even think he scanned the layer. So you guys are the observers. Maybe you saw it, but yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he scouted it eventually, but not as fast, definitely, as the other map. But we definitely saw it, like, the first game you did that, and then you just kept doing it, and we're like, huh, I wonder why he's doing this, because the drone rally is just a lot further. But I guess if they don't scout it, it can be really quite bad.
Yeah, like typically if the SCV is already in my base, I'm not gonna build it there. Like he can see what's going on. But it wasn't.
Right,
So,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm like, look, like I favor mass confusion. That's the name of my game. It's confusion, like it just favors.
Can we get a hashtag mass confusion in the chat?
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. That's the exact kind of player that when I play against, I'm just like, just let it be over. I don't even care. I'm sure Neblime is out here. Even though it was a 7-2, he's just like, I'm just so glad I don't have to play any more games against this guy.
Yeah, I like that. Like the first couple of games, like you want to set the precedent that I'm a cheesy kind of guy, so he like over defends. Yeah, I love that. That way I can like rehatch before pool the next couple of games. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, he definitely kind of called you on that with the 14cc. You kept scouting for BBS or 8-rack. Like, did you think he was going to bunker rush you?
Yeah, those maps, like it kind of favors that, like especially Town Cross. And I was surprised, like he didn't try any early game shenanigans whatsoever. Yeah.
All right.
And you said something about like 14cc. I didn't even know. I thought he barracks extend every single game.
No, he actually did. He 14cc'd on.
I think it was Tau.
It was Tau Cross, wasn't it?
It was
Yeah.
Tau, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a good reason.
And you're like scouting for BBS, and he just 14cc. We thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah, totally.
All right. Well, you are. I'm just gonna ask you one more question about CPL. You are a tier 0 player on Samyang Fire, I believe. And how's your experience been in CPL so far this season?
It's been awesome. Like I feel like this team is the greatest team ever. These guys are all like happening. There's in-house tourneys, and then they have like prizes, right? So I've actually never had those Samyang noodles. And then one of the in-house tournaments, I placed high enough that the guy hosting it was sending me a packet. So I'm actually expecting that today or tomorrow. Try those fire
that's
noodles.
hilarious.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So definitely, yeah, that's awesome. I'm really glad that you're having a good time in CPL, and I'm sure that all the many Zergs that are on Samyang Fire are inspired by your play in general and for sure today. So congratulations on your win, and thank you so much for agreeing to play.
Great, thanks, Venture. Everything is like superb so far. Having so much fun. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, just before we head out for tonight, I'm going to give one more shout out. If you enjoyed the content today, we do have a CPL Tiers tournament held by Queen this week, and the finals is going to be casted on Sunday. by Neblime and Sat0, our casting coordinators. Neblime, who of course just played in this match, at 2 p.m. EDT on the CPL Twitch channel. And stay tuned next week and the week after for more updates on this Showmatch series. We are definitely going to have Hat Snow, our Terran Tier 0 player, versus Narsil, a Tier 0 Protoss player, on the 18th of April at 5 p.m. EDT. That's a Saturday. But we also have Trava versus Father coming up, and we have a couple more that I haven't announced yet that are going to be coming up soon. So keep your eye on that Team Liquid thread put together by our wonderful friend and assistant coach at CPL, Art of Turtle. And thank you to Lise for